And okay, no one said something. Unlike in Carrion Crown, I actually do have both books open that I need. Because there's a lot of books, because open world is why. And welcome back to more Pathfinder Kingmaker, where we follow in the footsteps of a young noble, where the encounters are easy, but the water is treacherous. And that is basically how to sum up all early level play. And thank you, the 5 of you, for your support on Patreon, helping us carry the day, do cool stuff. I had to replace a starter in my car this week, helping me have a car. That's pretty dope. But we're a little behind, what with everyone waking up slowly this morning bit. So we're just going to dive right into it. And I believe for our in-character reflections for the hero points, and so you can put a voice to a token, we will begin with... We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this time. Yeah. And we'll begin with the one who, of all the people in the world, requested to go first. Cato.
Cato. So, I'm playing Cato Sicarius. He is a human Taldan noble, or was a noble, from the city of Restov. And he is a level 2 swashbuckler of the Rosslyn Bravo archetype. He is a level 1 monk of the Master of Many Styles archetype, and he is a level 1 fighter with the Weapon Master archetype, with a weapon proficiency chosen Eldori dueling swords. All right. Father, Cato whispers to himself as he tightly clutches the crumpled parchment paper in his hand. It was only minutes ago that he had displayed himself as a pillar of inspiration to the company still gathered in the next room. The edict issued by House Sertova, now nothing but a pile of ash at the bottom of the pyre. His rousing speech had been effective at transforming this somber event into one of celebration. He could still hear the drinking and laughing taking place in the Great Hall. Cato had worn the face he needed to in the moment, but now, in his private chamber, his stomach turned on itself. It had been months since he set off on this journey, and now, living in these wilds, camping with these companions, he missed his home, his friends, his whole life that he left behind. How he longed to sleep in his own bed, to visit the market, to spar at the academy, and to see his family again. Cato unfolds the letter one final time. Reading his father's words, he can hear the familiar voice in his head. He knew the duress he must have been under to agree to such terms. And yet he also knew his father risked everything so that Cato could be here. This is my home now, he says to himself, clearing his throat and wiping tears from his eyes. In that moment, Cato knew this was how it had to be, that everything he had done had brought him here for this singular purpose. I will see my home again, but I will do so on my terms, as a powerful ruler, and not even that bastard King Naleski will be able to deny my legitimacy. Be strong, father. The Sicarius line will not end with you, not while I still draw breath. Before putting away the letter, Cato can't help but chuckle as he reads the final line. Bach and Eldori. Ha! I can hardly believe it.
And of all the people in the world we have to show up today in the in-character reflection, it's the FOP. Okay.
Can I go next?
The gauntlet has been thrown. Take your hero point, and we pass the mic to Ionia. Epic rap battles of history. Cato Sicarius versus Ionia. I forget Ionia's last name. We're good.
Essel.
Versus Ionia Essel. We're good.
So I guess in honor of Dell taking some notes from me, I'll take some notes from him as well. Ionia Essel, level 4 occultist, human, half of the Taldan subtype, with a quarter human ancestry of the Arataki subtype, which is to say 1/8 human Tian, 1/8 human Barisian, with the final quarter of Orc ancestry, from the city of Portice. That was a mouthful. How do you do that every time? Whew. Okay, now the actual thing. Ionia lays in the grass with her hands behind her head, staring at the sky between the overhead tree branches. A soft breeze blows a curly black block of hair over her face. Minoru snorts away as ways off, his nose buried in a hole where a gopher had just disappeared. The female dog lay beside her, resting her head across the girl's belly. Ionia turns her head slightly to the left. She blinks a couple times to adjust her pupils to the darker images of the forest floor. As her eyes begin to focus, she sees the feathers in Senya's hair dancing on the breeze, as the young Helid woman pulls vines from the statue of her deity. Ionia takes a deep breath. It's been so long since I've had an opportunity to relax and simply enjoy the moment. We have such a long road ahead of us. She pats the dog on the head, and it sleepily blinks its large round eyes at her. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, she says to the drowsy beast. My mother used to tell me that. She said it was wisdom passed down in our family from the great Hasu Yonin. She was a traveler, like Mother. You know, she even had a dog just like you. Heaven hounds, she termed them. Hasu's hound was called Reika. The name became one of honor in our family after Reika rescued Hasu from an avalanche, allowing her to continue her quest to establish trade routes through the Wall of Heaven. That expedition brought renown in our family. My mother was named after Hasu's companion. The dog lifts her head, perking her ears forward. I think you will be too, Ionia says as she places her hands around the dog's face, pressing their foreheads together. And now both doggos have names.
You wanted wholesome content you got. The hero point is yours, my friend. And?
Can I go next?
Deal. All right. I don't have to roll dice or pick anyone. People are just volunteering. You guys are the best. I wish I had more patrons like y'all. Y'all are A+. Take it away.
Ah.
All right. I play a Kelid human barbarian of the Geminid Invoker subtype, hailing from the Glenabun uplands. So I'm kind of the native to these stolen lands. Sort of a guide, though still looking for my footing here, and I'll begin my reflection. Senya kneels in front of Erastil's shrine, having cleared the vines from the effigy to her god. Grom, her trusty steed, grazes on the low grasses close by, tail swishing lazily, seemingly oblivious to everything around him. She meditates on the blessing that was bestowed on them, Nettle's gift resting on her lap, aglow with the enchantment. The weapon's tri-tip since sharper somehow. The small forest clearing seems more peaceful. It is clear to her that this place is hallowed. In her mind's eye, she pictures hunters stopping here long ago, perhaps her ancestors even, to offer prey to Erastil in exchange for a blessing on a successful hunt. This place has been forgotten for a long time, just like the ruined temple they had found farther up north. But she is glad they rediscovered it and paid Erastil proper respects. She looks up at the stone carving, reflecting on the events that have transpired so far. News from Rostov were grim. They were now banished from the city. She didn't quite know how to react. The city was never her home, and she felt foreign within its walls. In truth, she was glad to be back out in the wilderness, but it's clear to her that her companions were not coping well with the decree. Cato was more subdued and pensive recently. She wasn't quite sure that it was all because of the decree. It seemed to have something to do with the second letter he received. Ionia seemed worried more than usual, and Kalira didn't take the news well at all. She remembered her storming off and brooding for a long time, and the woman seemed more prickly than usual lately. She didn't quite know where Taurus stood in all of this. The golden mask he always wore never gave away anything about his true feelings. She thinks back on the traditions and rituals her clan followed, finding solace in meditation. She stands up after a while, determined now more than ever to take on Oslog's mantle. She calls forth the memories of everything she was taught, resolute that someday soon she will call on the aid of her ancestors to help her keep her friends safe and bring peace and order to these lands.
Good enough for me. All right, who else? Anybody want to volunteer to go next?
I love what is happening today.
You've done it. You've started the thing. Ionia started the fire.
Yeah, I'll go next.
All right, deal. Take it away, Taxman.
Yeah, I'm playing Arcturus, Inquisitor, Tactics Inquisition, mad about falling in the water. I'm mad at my fellow players for doing this and not telling me that this was a... I don't even want the hero point.
Wow.
Okay. Take it home, Cal.
Right, I'm Kalira. Kalira Ashling, and I am a barbarian of the Superstitious Bent. And on this latest roam through the woods, I've had a lot of time to think on the whole exile thing. And Though, my time with Kato in the woods alone, I was going to kill him, but I've decided on a better plan, and I think this will benefit both of us. Should be fun.
Oh, good. Okay, fair enough. The hero points go around, and we will pick it up from there. I didn't get a chance to say this because, like I said last night, I was Pokemoning real hard. But if y'all want to, that map you guys are working on with the better key, if you want to turn that in so I can upload it, I certainly can. But for everyone at home, I'm going to scroll out real hard. That's too hard. You see it teeny tiny in the corner. But y'all understand. Behold the Stolen Lands. I wanted to... brain fart, I guess. I wanted to upload the one from the CRPG from like the Kingmaker computer game because it's real damn pretty, but I couldn't get the hexes to sync up. Fortunately, people on the internet have taken the pre-generated maps and hooked them together for me, so we are running that as that map y'all found at the ford with the Tazzleworms had an entire map of the region on it. Everything is labeled as it is named. There are a couple of cities that you can make knowledge checks about. And we will pick up from the cleansing of the statue. The purple marked on the map up here. These are the only squares in the triangles that you got from that map that you had not already explored that you could explore it half the time. Because details on the map and things. In any case, the floor is yours.
All right. So we've changed the teal markers to the pink ones to identify what we've explored.
Okay, understood.
Is that no? I'm asking because I didn't.
Yeah, I did that because the cyan ones looked like the water, and I was having a hard time seeing them.
That
Fair
makes
enough.
sense. Okay, cool.
Cool.
I will switch to pink.
We are now pink, and purple is halftime. Okay.
And everybody's got the benefits of a Keen Edge spell for up until your fight with the Staglord.
Ugh.
7 days.
I believe it was a week, yeah. I'm like 90% sure.
I think that's what I remember.
Yep,
1
1
week.
week. 7 days. Everybody's threat range is doubled.
All right.
And where's you now, team?
We had a path drawn, but now it's gone.
It's we were coming out of the west side of the woods.
Right.
And we were going to head up.
Yes.
I believe I can just, what am I doing? I can just jump back to the other map real quick. I didn't delete it. Yeah, I had that about right. So the idea is we're going to run from where y'all are right now. Now I have to scroll way over. And then, yeah, basically that, and then down, back the way you came to eventually swing back home.
Right.
Cool. Onward and upward.
Onward and upward, moving through the marshes, this grossness. And if y'all want to start looking around, it's, as always, it's perception checks.
That's the problem. Every 2 weeks, the brain forgets things.
Oh, it does.
Oh man, that's the worst.
Not so pointy ears now, are you?
My ears just so pointy.
They're just not so good
What
at
about
hearing.
Sorry, give me 1 second. I don't have my character sheet up yet.
Goes off at 2, sir. I'll have you know.
And that takes y'all about a day. Okay, so in this exploring, at some point, camp would happen. I am given to understand that shenanigans may happen when camp happens. If y'all would like to shenanigan now, it's not the worst time.
Sure.
Okay. And on
All
that
right.
note, let me grab the square really quickly. You go through, it goes from marsh back to plains again, and this one is free and clear of stuff. Nothing of interest. And the party sets camp in the morning. It will be the 21st of Lamashtan. It's definitely, like I said, it's starting to get cold. Winter will come before too long.
I would probably wait until night, because I can see better than everyone else.
Okay, fair enough. Well-
So, oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, well, unless anybody else has anything they want to do, that happens.
What are you up to?
Yeah, I don't get what Tibor's doing.
But we talked about this, Del. It's doing the thing we talked about.
I thought we were waiting. You were waiting till we got back to.
I guess we could do it till. I mean, we could wait till then. It's fine to me. Either way.
Okay.
Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you said when we got back to the fort.
I did, but
Well,
you know, DM presented us with that opportunity, so it's like whatever.
As you do. Well, these two squares here can be, whoops. This one and this one can be explored in about a day. So if you want to just run through and perception, it's certainly doable.
So you were no longer sneaking off into the night, is that correct?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
No fun time this time.
Oh, don't.
It's a little early to make me not trust you.
Fucking Arcturus, man. 26, 29.
Roll twice.
He's got macro binoculars
yes,
in that
oops, I'm
in
sorry,
that helmet
I didn't see that.
or in that mask.
Said to roll twice, didn't he?
I did.
I did. I missed that.
Did you say he has macro binoculars?
He has macro binoculars in that mask.
He's come back from a galaxy far, far away, and he has much better technology than everyone else. This is now Iron Gods. Also, Numeria is not far from here, so that is kind of plausible in Kingmaker.
Golems. Oof.
No, golems are the least of your worries. Come back and he has laser guns, chainsaw swords.
Chainsaw
of
swords.
War.
are
Mounted to golems.
Comes back, he's Gears of War. He's gained
Yeah.
500 pounds of nothing but muscle. In any case,
Okay.
it takes about a day to get through those, and both of those squares are clear.
There's nothing unknown
Nothing.
in either of those, right?
You track
Oh,
the
here
force
we
or the
are. I was
forward.
all the way to the left.
Oh.
In case people don't see things, here we go. I can.
I was like, what is going on here?
There you go.
You're up in the lake hook with tongue. Like what?
The map is a lot of things now. Small is not one of them. Yes, both of those are super clear.
Nothing out here. Let's go back to the woods.
So we had a map that gave us these special, like, you can explore these hexes in half the time. Oh, by the way, they don't actually have anything.
But it did save you a day.
Got 'em.
Wonderful. All right.
Cartographer with a sense of humor.
Yeah. Bloody hell.
Bloody hell. Really?
Bloody hell. I mean, we might as well knock out some.
Did
So
we
wait.
explore that one?
Yes.
That's the next one.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's go explore that one.
Okay. And as y'all head there, it's not. You don't need to make perception checks. It's real easy to find. As you make your way through the plains amidst a overgrown section of basically just giant blackberry bushes, you come upon a I feel like, well, no, there are Senia would certainly recognize a cairn when she sees one. A pile of stones which mark someone's grave.
Are the bushes thorny? Because those are our mortal enemies.
Not fangberry bushes, simple blackberry bushes.
How much would I know about this cairn?
It would take a as far as who makes them, it's probably not uncommon for the Black Stags to have done it. Generally speaking, the nomadic tribes of the region, rather than have one set place to bury their dead, it's a be buried where you fall kind of thing.
Kind of like those like crosses on the side of the road type deal.
Sure, yeah. It
I
doesn't
guess
have any real markers for who's under there. They usually don't. To figure that out would be well, frankly, you would need to exhume the body.
Get the shovels, boys.
Is that really
I'm in for some good
gonna
old-fashioned
be?
grave robbing.
No, we're not grave robbing
Aw.
or like defiling the remains or anything like that.
No, we're practicing archaeology.
Oh god. You know
So
what?
whenever we come across a graveyard, we need to exhume everything and call it archaeology.
Archaeology.
Cal looks at Iona with disgust.
Oh, don't give me that. You've done worse.
I don't know. This actually might
Look at him.
this might top that pyramid at this point.
We're not seriously considering this, are
No, I was
I
mostly
hope
joking.
I hope not.
Mostly joking. Quick question. What kind of terrain is this versus this?
Oh, okay, I see. I'm not colorblind, but I wanted to make sure I understood the terrain before I replied. This is plains, these are hills.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yup.
okay.
But yeah,
It's even
someone
flatter
is
now.
buried here.
Are there any?
Can I
Like,
perception
markings?
check this grave?
Sure.
Boom. Fuck. Fooey.
Boom, fafui! That's the somatic component for perception checks. It's like I said, it's really hard to tell. It's basically just a bunch of stones piled up over top of where a body would be. It looks
Can I
like it's been
sense
here for a
motive?
while.
Detect magic.
Oh, since motive to get a hunch of who's buried here.
Yeah.
Roll a nat 20.
Oh, I could detect magic. That's a good idea. Let's do that.
Okay. There's a... Yeah, in the first round you do detect the presence or absence of magic. And if you go all three, if you could give me I think it's a spellcraft check to get the third one. Or knowledge arcana, never mind. Either is
Ugh.
good. Arcana works as well.
Well, I rolled that and I did bad, so
You know, just for the hell of it, does this little stack of rocks have psychic significance?
Yeah, probably. Arcturus picks up that when you open the wrong SRD, it gives you a bunch of pop-ups. Okay, don't show me this again! There is a faint transmutation aura at the bottom, like, probably Arcturus presumes on the skeleton. Unless there just happens to be something down there. And an appraise check from Iona. Ionia. That one, yes. Fantasy names are fun. Okay. That's a number. So Ionia puts her hand down on the rock and starts to meditate. About a minute passes, and her eyes, like, y'all see them kind of like roll back in her head a little bit. And Ionia, it's been a long, long haul trying to escape patrols from Restov, getting back to more friendly territory, but they have caught up to you, and honor dictates that you turn and fight them. However, the person that you're fighting clearly outmatches you. He has the mace is flanged, and an image of it coming down over your head, and then you see no more.
Oh, wow.
yikes. Careful what you scry for.
Well, back away from those rocks slowly. I don't think we should archaeology this.
What just happened? What did you do?
Oh, also, by the way, that's the first time I've ever really done anything witchy. Just so y'all know.
I'm a cleaver in two, team.
Oh, it's coming.
So, Tommy, just to be clear, was the impression of like me specifically like having my head bashed by the mace, or was it like I'm looking through somebody else's eyes type deal? Can I tell?
It was the second, but you feel the first. If that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, like it affected me a little more personally.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even.
How does one
There-
respond to watching oneself get annihilated?
Yeah, I think she's probably a little too in shock right now to even respond to that question. She probably just looks at you with like some fear and it's just like I just want to move on from this, and starts walking away from the rocks.
Oh, okay.
We can talk about it at camp later when I've had some time to repeat this a little bit.
Well, I guess
I would
there's
love to
nothing
let
else
the
to see
party
here.
know about the fact that I pinged something, but it'd be defiling a grave, so I'm gonna leave it alone.
So you're not letting us know there's something magical
Mhm.
buried?
Because I know Tibor
Oh.
would rip it apart, or Cal would rip it apart, so I'm gonna keep that knowledge to myself.
What if it's good?
Actually, he might not. It is magical. No, I'm keeping it to myself. It could be, but it just I can't think of a reason why my character would be like,
Okay.
Like there's nothing about this. There's nothing about this grave that. No, even then. And I guess it's. Nah, I'm keeping it to myself.
It's an unmarked cairn. No one of any significance was buried here.
Yeah, well, it's not about that. I could almost swing like it was clearly some nomad, like no respect for the law, not properly buried in a graveyard, just thrown
I mean,
aside like this.
Somebody buried him.
Yeah, someone buried him.
Someone cared enough to
It's not proper though.
help you go this far.
I mean, we do have a graveyard. We do have a cemetery now.
Oh, you want to relocate the body?
I'm just giving you options, dude. I'm not suggesting it.
As someone who IRL has dealt with one of my loved ones being moved from a cemetery without me knowing, I think it's best that we just leave this here for
I think a lot-
whoever might come back to visit.
But magic detection? Fine, whatever. I'm done with it. Let's move on.
Okay, so no one wants to exhume the archaeology.
I would, but Esker isn't sharing vital information.
You know what? I suggested it, and y'all were like, "You're disgusting. You're despicable."
That was
So-
before we knew there was something magical in there.
Yeah, you don't.
For the record,
You'd be wearing some like really powerful like
Cal
piece of jewelry or
Well, maybe you shouldn't be so quick to judge.
Cal doesn't care that you want to dig up a body. Her problem is how fucking giddy you were about it.
yeah,
I
you're
mean,
like
Just kind of gross her out.
Because, like, just like in archaeology,
archaeology.
I'm excited about like digging up a mummy. Like, I want to know who this person was. I
Nah,
wanna
she
know
knows
what
you.
they're-
She knows you're up to some witchy shit. That's what she thinks,
I mean,
Oh, we have a necromancer on our hands.
right?
Busted.
Oh my goodness. I am so far away from the party right now. I started walking away 10 minutes ago.
Right.
Ah, good. She split the party. Well done.
It's fine. We don't need necromancers in our kingdom. Just kidding. Yeah, just kidding, Zeresh. That was out of character. Kato's actually going to rush to catch up with her
Okay.
in concern as he runs to catch her. He puts a hand on her shoulder to get her to stop moving and looks at her and says, "You look shaken. What happened back there? Did you know that person buried?"
I don't think I personally knew them, but I had a vision of their death, and it was I saw their death through their eyes, and it was just a lot. It was a lot to take in. It reminded me of the fight against Kessel when Kressel, not Kessel, wrong place. Remind me of when I fell to Kressel, and it just brought back a dark time for me.
Kato blinks. I didn't know you had that kind of abilities.
My ancestors grant me a lot of aid.
Have you ever done that before?
To lesser extent, it's never been anything that vivid.
A useful tool. If you can stomach it.
She's blinks at him. Sir, my ancestors were talking about. I'd prefer
No.
that you respect them.
I meant your ability to see through the eye, like experience the events of other people.
Again, it's not my ability, it's my ancestors' ability, and they're not tools. They grant me their aid when they see fit. It's not my place to take advantage of them.
A poor choice of words. I've only meant
It was.
that. Very well. Kato walks away.
Got him.
Classic Kato.
You hear him mumble something under his breath that sounds strangely like witch, but isn't.
Oh, I got you.
Yonia picks up a rock and kind of winds her arm back and considers throwing it, and then she just kind of drops it and sighs.
Yeah, you would have missed anyway.
I would have.
Or Kato would have caught it.
Right.
That level 1 monk.
Yeah. Nah.
She mumbles under her breath something that sounds a little bit, not saying it is this word, but a little bit like maybe she's calling you a fop.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's move on.
All right, pals.
Let's admire this Karen some more.
Yeah. I run over and kick the rocks. No, I'm kidding. But I don't do that.
Send them sprawling across the field.
Maybe
Kato
the
goes full Aragorn and breaks a bunch of toes.
maybe the magic item is just under the stones and not actually in the plot of earth. Have you ever thought of that, Arcturus?
You don't know. Why are you addressing me in character with information
sorry.
you don't know?
I'm just saying, you might not actually need to desecrate the body for whatever it is you pinged. Just all right. I'm done. I'm done metagaming.
All right,
Sorry.
done metagaming. The Cairn remains undefiled, and you guys had on the original map from here. You wanted to swing back south, and then basically cut back. I think using this as the ford, and then heading home.
Can you mark or just indicate where the old map cut off on the west side? Like, is it where this fold line? It almost looks like there's a fold line,
Yeah,
right?
you guys can kind of tell because it's. This also came from. Paizo didn't put an interactive map out for this, and I'm kind of sad about it because this one's really old. But there's a big poster map of all of these, and somebody shopped them all together. So where the coloration changes is where a different map is. At that point, you would have traveled from what is known as the Greenbelt to a place known as the Slough.
Right. I just drew a line. Was that where the break was?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, cool.
So
So we should.
the Gnarl Marshes.
The Gnarl Marshes are there. They are part of what is again known as the Greenbelt. The top where it's labeled up here is the meta region, I guess I'll call it.
Fair enough.
Sorry, did you say nether region or meadow region?
The meta region. The region of book 1 and mostly 2.
Oh, meta.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So what we should do then is go straight like a hard west, for a week straight and don't stop.
You will get some fantastically overpowered gear for your level.
Yeah.
If you survive.
Right.
I would like to remind the party that we also did encounter that Bogard?
Yep. It's
Right.
a bog.
Frogman?
Bogger.
Who said that his clan was committing sacrifice to
The demon worshipping blood sacrificers. Yeah, we need to really go find them and kill them.
It was heavily, not to meta this, but it was heavily implied that was not something we should.
At this moment in time, probably not.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying if we're going hard east, we might as go hard east, in the direction that we.
I thought it was west.
That's definitely west.
Oh, it was west?
Yes.
L to compass.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. That swampy
Oh,
region.
the compass is all crooked. Okay.
Probably the frogs live
I'm
somewhere.
guessing, yeah, probably around the lake
Once.
hook tongue.
I didn't realize this wasn't like a straight up like, north is
Well,
directly. type deal.
Technically, if you look at the compasses on the map, north is technically slightly crooked, but it's still to our west.
Well, yeah, I see that now, but
Oh, okay.
And to give you
Either
guys
way, I thought-
another reason to not go that way, Senia knows the farther to the, I'll say, northwest-ish that you travel, the closer you get to Tiger Lord's territory.
Ooh, Tiger Lords.
So
And I don't know anything about them, but Senya
Those are the
does.
coolest sounding lords yet.
Beats the Stag Lord, right? I told you, this place is full of animal lords. It's overrun by there's probably a beaver lord somewhere.
Probably by a dam.
you must run
Right.
the Beaver Lord off from his dam and claim it as your own dam, and then you will build a kingdom.
The Beaver Lord is hoarding the river from all
Power
the townsfolk.
all of Las Vegas.
He has all the water.
All right, so
There's a quick New Vegas reference in there.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what we do.
So I'm thinking, boop, 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 boop. Trying to figure out how we can loop around and get them back. Get back to base.
That's about right.
This is the ford.
Right. So I'm thinking, boop.
You can dip down further if you want to.
There's a lot of
Back
booping
up.
going on around here.
Yeah, he's a booper.
Kato's actually just a cat.
Just fucking out here with his little beans, little pink beans.
I mean, we
Boop.
could go south, but I feel like we should have that should be a separate excursion. We should get back to. I think we just wanted to clear up this north area, right? Make sure we're done with it. I guess
Yeah.
I skipped
Yeah.
this one. We should hit that too.
And by the time all of that traveling happens, you guys would get back about the time a month has passed. So, in theory, assuming nothing bad has happened, the soot scales should have some silver for you, and there should be sizable progress on the castle and the foundry and the graveyard.
And there's 5 times as many suit scales.
And the soot scales have found more friends. Actually, to be honest, what I think I'm going to do with the soot scales is I'm going to use the kingdom building rules for them so I can learn them as a player as well. And they will just build as they see fit.
Oh,
That's pretty sweet.
Have my
Chief
cake
is
and
now
eat
Chief is now the great grandfather of the great grandson of the one that we fought with.
But you haven't been gone that long.
So are we in Neth or are we in Kusona still?
We are
Or right, scratch that, reverse it.
we are looking at the 22nd of Lamashtan at the moment.
Oh, I thought last session you had said that we had gone into the next month. My bad.
Not quite.
You were probably referring to the real life day.
hmm We will be
I see.
soon.
No, not life day, the real life day.
Like we'd gone.
Well,
over
last
November.
session he had something about November 10th, and that was probably the day we were playing, and I took that as we are in Neth 10.
all right. That's our route.
That's the route. Everybody cool with it?
Yep.
Yep.
Alrighty, so I'm just gonna save us all some time here, and I will fast travel you to the region that has stuff.
Actually, in it.
What's up?
It's just fast travel us through the region, through the tiles that have
Let me
nothing.
know how many perception checks I need to make.
Just one. There's. I will calculate the time as we are RPing.
Wow,
it's-
all that one noise.
It's right here.
Ew.
This is the square, the only square that
Yeah.
has something in it. The rest of them are super blank and clear. Cha 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 cha. Kato boop side cha. Okay, so y'all go moving through, and it's, to be honest, it's probably Minoru that picks this one up first. As you begin making your way back down through the swamp, Minoru gets, like, visibly shaken. Begins, and probably all the dogs and all of the animals get a little upset. Not, like, skittish runaway upset, but, like, depressed upset. As you begin moving forward, you find a really stagnant, insect-infested pond, and on the southern edge of it, there appears to be. It looks like just the body of a horse. Think not to put too mournful a tone on it, but it kind of looks like Atreyu, right, from Neverending Story, or not Atreyu, but Atreyu's horse rather. Y'all know the one. Just like dead in the marsh.
Oh.
Aw.
God, what? As you said, a gnome?
Not a gnome, a horse.
Oh,
But like,
Dead
but like,
gnomes will all rejoice.
yeah. But
Oh,
you
wow.
said like Atreyu's horse, so like white,
Yeah, like
glistening
pure
steed.
white.
it's because you guys didn't believe, and now he's dead. So
Medicine to know how long it's been dead.
Yeah.
is there any like signs of like it was like attacked by animals or?
That would be behind the heel check.
Okay.
And I guess I'm further assuming that somebody like gets the body also, because it's like its hind legs and hindquarters are hanging out, but the rest of it are. Like,
I mean,
underwater.
it's a horse, so only two of us could probably pull it out of there.
Okay. So let me get an Arcana or Nature check.
Cal pulls the horse out of the swamp.
And Senia helps, and Senia realizes that, and so does Iunia, that this is not a horse, this is a unicorn. Someone has shorn the horn off.
Oh.
So there's like a little nubbin where the horn should be. I know, Achilles, it's very sad. But yeah, no, this is very far from someone's animal.
Okay, who did this? We
that's
gotta make a
perfect.
peg.
Hold on.
From the bourbon.
Do we know that like unicorn horns are valuable?
The people who made the nature checks would know some stuff, yeah. Since you're not fighting it, I won't go super in-depth with Ra for the knowledge checks, and I'll just break out the lore. Certainly everyone who made the knowledge checks know that they are sentient. They are, in meta terms, an intelligence of 11 is probably smarter than a lot of people in the party. But yes, in fact, they are fiercely intelligent creatures who usually just, like, do anything other than keep to themselves if they're defending their homes against evil. Usually they will shun any and all creatures that are not good-aligned fae, good-aligned humanoid, stereotypically in the legends women, but it doesn't necessarily always go that way. The horns are worth... that you could get almost a couple thousand gold out of them. The horn of the unicorn gives a plus 300 to attack and defense, and also is not Yu-Gi-Oh! It's the focus for a unicorn's magic.
I just got the reference.
Up to and including a unicorn's ability to teleport within its territory.
Oh, I've heard of these. They're like magical horses. They're like evil.
No.
What?
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. They move. They appear and disappear. You never know where they're coming from. And then if they stab you, you die with the horn thing that someone cut off.
I mean, if you stab someone, they'll die. If anyone stabs someone, they'll die. That doesn't.
I know.
Yeah, you could stab someone.
But I can't appear and then reappear behind you. You'll see me coming.
I would be a deadly assassin.
As for the heal checks, Ionia and Arcturus are unable to tell what killed the unicorn.
Can we tell how long it's been dead?
A while. It's probably been here... It's really hard to say, but the creature's eyes are milky and sightless. This is one of the things you notice, which indicate that at the time of its death, it was blind. There's 0 marks on the body at all. It was not, other than the horn being cut off.
Detect magic.
So you're saying we couldn't serve this up and cook this up and serve them to you? It's unfortunate.
No physical damage, which means could be magical.
what would I even? Fine.
Uh,
I will detect magic.
And you
you used to
do-
be all about detecting magic. Now you're all skittish about it.
do in fact, you are entitled to a knowledge arcana check. There is a faint aura of necromancy on the unicorn.
Knowledge Arcana, huh?
Mm,
Of necromancy, you say?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, seems old Cal was right again.
I don't
Oh.
know why, but I want to blame
Come on.
Tarchuk for this.
You
It
guys
doesn't
jinxed
line
me
up with his
pointing out
info at all. I
my
just-
perception checks. I'm rolling 2s.
Happens. You're
Yeah.
plus. Yeah.
Arcturus has no idea. You definitely feel the sticking your hand in water with oil on the top of it. You feel the aura of necromancy, but you're not sure what it was. Just that it had to have been pretty powerful. And last but not least, if anyone has knowledge of the planes,
Ooh, I might have that.
okay. So
Whew.
as y'all go looking around and thinking around, Ionia, you reflexively, your hand goes to your shoulder as you swat a mosquito. Despite the cold, they grow a little bigger out here and so can survive the weather. And then it dawns on you that nothing, there are insects of all shape and size out here. There are, lizards the size of small dogs running around that are certainly afraid of y'all, but here's a free meal. They're not going for it. And it dawns on Ionia that there are myths, mostly, of certain powerful fey creatures, like from the first world fey creatures, not just like a Grig or a Sprite or something. In their wrath, when their wrath is put on someone, it will mark their victims in such a way that they are repulsive to natural life. And truly, Minoru, the horses, the other doggo, they're all they do not want to approach the unicorn.
So I'm getting the impression that this unicorn was cursed by some kind of fae.
That would be a logical conclusion, yes.
Goddamn fey creatures!
We need to find these portals and we need to close them.
Kill every fey we come across.
No, just close them.
Say it like it's easy. Just close the portal to another realm.
Yeah, let's close.
I played Oblivion. You just go in, you hit the button.
That's gotta be easier than eliminating all fae in the first one.
I know. I'm kidding, but I did like that. Yeah, we just need to find the Oblivion Gate, go in, find the sigil, yank it off.
Yeah.
That
Kill
happens
a
all the time in fantasy.
kill a few Daedric lords on the way. It's not a big deal.
It'd be totally fine. It's so fine.
Oh. Why do I feel like everything bad that happens in these lands has something to do with Fae? Seems to be a recurring.
Because we're in the
theme.
wilderness.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean,
Yeah, no.
And at this point, Ionia recites all of the information that Tommy gave Ionia in session 3 about how there's all these open portals in the Fae, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And to that, Cal will say, that is the second time you went on about that, and I don't really understand why you keep doing it. But it sounds like we should just burn this thing.
I mean-
Am I wrong?
I don't know about burning, but but we shouldn't just leave it here to rot.
I think I might agree with Cal.
Think burning it?
Yes, just burn the body. It's fine.
Well, my concern is that if it's cursed, if we bury it,
True. We create a curse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have this tainted area where animals will avoid, and at least this will destroy whatever evil essence is bound to its body. Look at me speaking like a magic folk.
So yes, that's all very strange. Let's cut this head off too. Cal takes out her cold iron long sword
Why?
just to be safe.
You don't need to mutilate the deceased.
It's not a mutilation; it's a beheading.
Mutilate.
It's very different.
It's already dead.
Already
dead.
dead.
It's valuable bit.
You weren't there. I fought dead things.
Oh yeah, that's right, we did. But no, this burning
Well,
it'll be enough. I don't
Burning
see the
it
reason to
will
decapitate.
take care of the problem. There's
Burning
yeah.
it.
Unless Cal was trying to take like a unicorn head as a
I
trophy or
didn't kill it. I'm
something.
not taking a trophy from
Well
something.
then,
We are not taking the head of a sentient creature as a trophy.
I don't want anything to do with it.
Well, then just burn the body. Why go through the trouble of also like chopping its head off? It's already dead. At this point, you're not. At this point, you're mutilating a thing. You're not
What if it comes
executing
back? If it comes back to life when we set it on fire, and then we have to deal with a flaming undead unicorn with a head? Don't come crying to me.
that would be epic. That would be
That's
an
how you
epic
make a
encounter.
nightmare.
You know,
You make
it's
a unicorn.
really nice to have another voice of reason. I appreciate your logic,
If
friend.
if it comes to that, we'll deal with it. Stop being a big baby.
Quick sidebar. Not sidebar, that was the wrong word. Would it be, like knowledge arcana to know if burning the curse thing would get rid of the curse?
Yeah, sure. 20. Really quickly, as I'm doing the math before I lose it, Lamashtin is October, right?
Lamashtin is October, Neth is November.
Got it. So there would be 31 days in it. Okay, dope. Okay, so
31 has Lamashtin, yes.
Gotcha. Okay, so as far as removing the curse goes, getting rid of the body would certainly probably do that. It if this was cursed necromancy style to rise from its grave, it would have done so by now.
Right, I'm more worried about it tainting the land.
That probably doesn't go past the residual effect of what probably was a very powerful fae snapping its fingers and killing a unicorn.
Okay, so the way I see it, we have two options. We burn the body, or we take the body to the temple of Aristil, up west, over yonder.
Northeast.
And is that not?
Oh wait, that's the temple.
Yeah, that's
Northeast.
due west, is it not?
It'd be literally due east from y'all. As I turn my head.
Oh yeah. This,
You know what?
see
I
right,
get my east and west mixed up because I'm 11.
Oh, okay,
that-
fair enough.
Yeah.
As you do.
due east.
Anyways,
It's
that is
a separate
okay.
journey though.
Unimportant. We could take the body to the Temple of Aristil, and maybe that cool, holy fountain thing might help it or something? Question mark. I don't
We're
know what
talking
that's
about
any other is.
we're talking about dragging a corpse like a.
I'm
what,
confused. So
two-day trek.
is the unicorn itself a fae?
No, they are not. They are related to it. Most of them can speak Sylvan, but no.
And they're good aligned.
Generally speaking, in Tommy's games, if it has an intelligence score, it may choose its own alignment. But generally speaking, yeah.
But are they lawful aligned?
That's the real
Well,
question.
Usually, no. They're known for their capriciousness.
Yeah, I'm not too. I don't really care. Just burn.
Yeah, let's just honestly, that Temple of the Elk is so far.
Like, what
Well,
are we
I
hoping
like
will happen if we bring it?
the curse is cleansed and then we can bury
Yeah, I
it or
don't know. I just
something.
thought. I don't know much about Aristil. Maybe there's some kind of holy stuff that
Well,
happens.
Aristil didn't curse.
So you might be able to lift it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I like where Ione is going with this. I just think the practicality of it is a little much,
No,
and I think
agree entirely. I think the best option is to burn it. I was just giving us another option because we need something to debate.
throw it in the river.
It's y'all.
Give it to Nettle. Maybe he'll give us another weapon.
Ah, yes, a +1 lance for your unicorn.
I'm pretty sure Nettle is gone, friend.
Now you gotta
Yeah.
find Dettle or
just-
Bettle or Kettle or
Bettle or
whichever
Kettle.
brother.
All right. So we're burning it. Are we agreed? Because we've deliberated this for way longer than we
Yeah.
probably should.
Yeah. Burn it.
Since Cal, you told Cal she couldn't cut
But
up
let's-
the bed, she's been gathering wood and stuff for a funeral pyre. Sorry. Good.
Let's be very, very careful to do a controlled burn, not in the middle of like brush and leaves and stuff. Like maybe we should drag it as far over as the.
Forest. Only you can prevent forest fires.
You guys are also standing like smack in the middle of a swamp. The ground is very wet.
It's wet.
Oh, it's swampy here. Okay.
Yeah.
Be good.
It's so swampy that each one of these squares, like the swampy ones, take 3 days to explore.
I know how to set a fire. Yeah. And I drag the horse over the bundle of relatively dry twigs and branches I was able to find.
Okay.
While we're all deliberating, he's actually being useful. Look at that.
I mean, that's pretty far over the course.
Look at you, Tibor.
I have a drag weight of 1500, so I'm pretty sure I could do that.
I was always the one who's like doing stuff while the rest of us are arguing.
How physically jacked is Cal? Like,
she's half elf, so she's pretty slim, but she's ripped.
She's ripped.
Her BMI is like 7.
Right. Like she's like the height of a volleyball player.
Yeah.
And then the toneness of a swimmer. Yeah, that's about right.
Makes sense to me.
Volleyball is like an obscure one. Not the height of like a basketball player, the height of a volleyball player.
Well,
we play a lot of volleyball in mid-Missouri. I understand completely.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay. And so it was. Right. Nothing bad happens when the unicorn's body is burned over time. The nature seems to correct itself as that happens.
Yeah, we did a good thing today. It's the little things, that make all the difference.
Yeah.
You might want to be concerned about the incredibly powerful Fae
that snapped its finger and killed like a magical being like
we
this.
Cleaned up after its mess, so we did a good thing here today.
Yes, I would suggest all of you invest in some cold iron.
Now,
I mean, we should probably invest in all sorts of like cold iron and silver and all of it.
We need to build an armory for sure.
If there's one thing the encounter with Batman taught us, is that we're totally prepared as.
Yeah, we can.
Absolutely. Okay, so as I track events from here, we slog through the Gnarl Marshes and then make our way back home.
Yeah.
Okie dokie, and home we are. At this point, like I said, each one of those marsh squares is 3 days to explore it. Because it's real gross, there's no paths, lots of doubling back, lots of... Kato probably needs a new pair of boots. So as I track it now, we began in the 20-somethingth of Lamashtu. It is now the 13th of Neth. As you guys make it back home. And as you do so, you are greeted by the sight of... It's not as fancy as some of the castles back in Restov or anything in Brevoy. But a castle it is. What was once a humble, broken tower.
I'd like to make some purchases. I need to find Oleg.
What are you buying?
What are you saying?
What are you buying?
You kill Oleg, he comes back next level. No grudge at all, and we'll still take all the gems to put in that Stein.
Are we buying Chester?
I'm not buying fucking Chester. Leave that to you.
You guys we talked about it in chat, there's 3 build points left over. I will quickly calculate how much build points your kingdom has generated, because a month has passed. The castle, the foundry, and the graveyard are all completed.
Oh wow, castle's done?
Yep.
Oh right, because it was already half done.
Mm-hmm.
Whew, our 3 men and handful of kobolds work fast.
So DM, what will we need to have like certain types of merchants and stuff in our debt? Do we have to build homes in order to get commerce to spring?
It certainly will help.
Up in this. Yeah. I think that's the next thing we need to do.
Oleg has set up a basically trading post. It's much smaller than his old one, but it functions the same, and since Oleg's trading post no longer exists where it did prior, merchants are traveling the road south to meet him, as he's the only thing out.
He left a big floating sign thing, one of those crazy dancing guys.
We have moved.
Travel south.
Left a
We've
wacky
moved
inflatable
locations.
floaty arm guy.
Right. Yeah.
Follow the road.
Yeah, follow the convenient, much nicer than any other you've seen in a while road to the castle, and there you go.
I'm still concerned about this road and it leading
Oh my
like
Lanta.
Isian forces straight to our doorstep.
That's fine with me. You're the one that loves battle.
I
So.
want to fight an army.
Haha. To upgrade my backpack to a masterwork one.
The cost would
Or
be...
backpack.
Masterwork backpack. It's I need it. Ask her.
Need more storage.
At this point, you might break down and buy just a handy haversack, that would set you back 2,000 gold if you have it. But a handy haversack is enough to... it's basically its own bag of holding, and you reach into the backpack and you are thinking, I need to pull this out of the backpack. Out it comes. You don't have
Oh,
to
so
stop and
Is it like
fish around.
Is it one of those dimensional pockets?
Yes.
Or it's like its own plane? Yeah.
Mhm.
Real quick, do we want to have a payday?
A payday.
Sell the stuff and then
Candy bar?
Oh,
Quick,
yeah,
candy
yeah. We
bars.
should. Our treasurers should probably, make us some money.
Asker's not really it. He's like
No, that was on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not
Esker's on the tax collecting end of things. Ione is on
We
the.
need people to tax them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Go
That's why I said
collect
we need
their Oleg tax.
Leg tax. Who takes his tax and porridge? Yeah, I guess we can do that.
Okay.
So that'll basically remove the need for Chesty though, or Chester. Which kind of makes
But we
me
had
sad.
that-
Haversacks can't
plan.
hold infinite amount of things.
They can hold a lot though, can they not?
They can hold about 20 pounds worth of things. It's not like a true bag of holding.
Right.
Oh,
So Tommy,
Is it?
I know Oleg before had like a set number of gold that he could, spend toward purchasing our things each week or each month or whatever. Where he's at now, is that going to continue, or are we at a little bit of a lull since there's not really like a whole lot of people for him to be, selling to?
He's at about the same right now. He will obviously decrease as the kingdom grows. Right now, he's got about 2,000 gold worth of buying power.
Before we sell stuff, should we just give the items that we were going to give out to the mercs and all that?
I thought you
So-
decided that we didn't want to give items. We were just going to give gold.
I didn't know if that was the conclusion that we. Everyone
And
was
the-
okay with that.
well, and the furs and stuff, right? Like we have not just necessarily furs, but like the miscellaneous goods that we also.
Yeah, I figured the kobolds, as an example, would take their. We have 6,850 gold worth of general trade goods. So I figured the kobolds can kind of take out of that, and then we'll just remove, 15 gold worth of trade goods.
Gotcha. Okay, so we'll just do it as a gold equivalent.
Hey Tommy, we got a statue that was worth some money, but I didn't write it down.
Yes, you do.
Wait,
I will
what was that
grab
again?
it. Yeah, hang on.
It was like a naked, armless monk. Or was it a naked monk? It was a naked monk. Yes.
It was some fun stuff that the Staglord had, and it was worth...
It was a jade carving of a nude female elven monk, and it was worth 85 gold.
And there we go. All praise to the
Okay.
treasurer.
Wow. I mean, I kind of want to just keep that on the mantle.
Did have that in the list.
Sell it.
Well, honestly, I think the first thing we should sell is just these general trade goods, because that's what's going to, one, be probably the most interesting to Oleg, and that's also, two, the thing that is least useful to us, and we've got about 6,000 plus gold worth.
Question: before we sell him and take out of his 2,000, would he also accept if we were to also simultaneously want to purchase things, would he take or if we wanted him to get something for us, for example, because I imagine he doesn't carry like everything under the sun like on him, like available for sale. He'd have to like have certain things like brought in through like traders and stuff. But
Yeah, pretty much.
could we make arrangements like that? Like if we wanted something of like a certain value, would he take like that value of like say trade goods or other things that he could then resell to other people like as an equivalent instead of like just using straight up gold?
Yeah, certainly. And it would go like he would put the word out to somebody going to Restov that we're looking for this, and in Restov there is someone who is able to create it. So it would be just the amount of time to travel the road and come down and back with it.
I felt like you went the long way just to say, will he barter with us?
Will he barter with goods? Well, no, but I'm thinking like even things he doesn't have, so he might have to like get them, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Ionia, treasurer lady.
Yes.
What are after all this like money that we've come into? What are our personal? What has been our personal payout so far?
Well, that kind of depends on. I'd rather have a payday after we sell anything we're going to sell today, so that we have like maximum payout.
Right.
And also, right now, I am taking out the payment for the mercs, and it's since the castle was established. How many weeks did you say had passed, Tommy?
It's been about a month all told. It is now, like I said, the 13th of Neth.
So 4 weeks of salary.
Pretty much.
have to account for.
Yeah, give me 1 second to math. You guys do something else for a second.
I mean, hard
Side-
same. I'm just, how much does a silver mine make? I do not know this answer.
When I was looking at the kingdom rules, like kingdom building rules and stuff, getting familiar with like what the different structures and stuff do on that page that you sent, I think they made it so that all mines like have the same value. It's
Yeah,
just
I'm trying to
flavor.
find it. There we go. Mines. The mines. Of course, that link doesn't want to work. Boo. I'm just gonna keep control Fing mine, and we'll figure it out. There we go.
Didn't we construct something to make the mines better?
We did. We have
A foundry.
Foundry. But that's when.
I think that just makes the mines operational.
Yeah, that's to do with the raw material that comes from the mine.
Okay.
Process.
We gotta get the gold vein being mined.
Yeah,
We've
we
given
talked-
Sootscale
Cobalt
permission
about-
to expand there once they have the numbers.
I mean,
It's
Oh,
just-
real
are they
quick.
just our miners now?
they are.
Yes.
The kobolds, yeah, pretty much.
They're kobolds, man. That's what they're good at. Digging.
We never settled up with Bakken. How much was he wanting for each of those potions after our discount?
He wants not a thing.
Oh, buddy, you guys
I'm-
want to like throw him a little something, anyways?
Would I don't know. I don't think Abadar takes
Nope.
charity.
Disrespectful, man.
No.
I mean, this isn't exact. Charity is different than like I see that you want to give me a service for free. I'm not comfortable taking that for free. It's a
We
little
did-
different.
Okay.
I feel like that's disrespectful, personally.
I honestly feel bad, like, not giving. He made the trip down here too, to basically save Ksenia and the mercs from becoming like.
Lives here now.
creatures. I want to give him something, even if it's not gold. Let's see what
And
can
I
you
feel
have.
like
Give
since
him-
he's
give
not
him the-
expecting anything, and
give
we
him
didn't
the
agree to
pervy
anything,
stat.
Abadar
Give him
probably-
the
Yeah.
pervy statue. Fine. See, that would make sense.
Give them
You
the
don't.
pervy statue.
If someone gives you something as a gift, you don't give them money back. That's disrespectful. You give them
Right.
another gift.
Or we
Give them the
give him
pervy statue.
or we give him a job.
Well, does he want
Or
to
we
double?
give him a job.
He has a job. He's your freaking Yoda.
We haven't actually talked to Bakken about whether or not because he's lived a life of kind of that of a hermit. We're not even entirely sure if he wants to like live in our cities.
That's true. Maybe someone should ask the man.
He's already
And
agreed to. He's already agreed
His
to
like
stay here.
protege
Or someone
his secret lover.
who. Yeah, one of the two.
And Bakken's whatever to me.
Bakken's my boy.
He's alright. I don't have any problems with him. Now, me and the chief, on the other hand,
That makes no sense, but that's fine.
it just is what it is.
All right, I guess I'll have a chat with Bakken then, if no one else is going to.
Real quick, did we decide on just doing the straight 2,000?
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
The reason, sorry, the what? But we can't sell all of it, right? Like he doesn't have enough for us to unload everything onto him, which is why I think we should like also buy so that we can use it all up. And I know there's like
Well,
there's no way we're going to be able to like get
Offset.
all of the loot that we have to sell. There's no way we're going to be able to do all of it right now directly to Oleg.
no, but I mean we could get a lot of it because like what I want to buy is 2,000 gold. I know Tibor. Now I'm willing to go at a personal for that, but that's why I want to know how much my personal cut of this.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sell to Oleg 2,000 gold worth of general trade goods. Then we'll distribute the gold amongst our party. If anyone then wants to purchase more from Oleg and give him more money that we can then use to sell him other things, we can address that then.
well, we can. What about the barter system? Like,
Or we can
'cause-
use the barter system. But I'm just gonna do the 2,000 gold straight across so we have the money.
because there's some things that some party things that we were gonna get, like a carriage.
Yeah, carriage, 2 more horses,
Just
Okay, well,
Roof
just
chest.
one.
roof
Maybe
chest
more.
called Chester, Roofy, or Rufus, Roofinson, Roofington, Chester Roofington.
And I imagine because we sell things at like approximately half of value, the 6,835 would actually be closer to like 3,400 something, right?
Yeah, probably.
In a straight sale, yeah. That's why we want to. That's why we want to give like pay out of that first because we get full, like to pay our salaries and commissions, like our whatever we're paying these guys for helping us.
Okay, well, if you guys want to have a payday before we sell things to Oleg, that amount of money is 165 gold, 5 silver, 2 copper each.
Peanuts.
And to the kingdom funds is 827 gold and 6 silver.
That's just. Wait,
Oh,
that's-
before we've sold it.
that's
That's-
What she's been hanging on to for a while.
right.
What was it?
That's-
165.
Yeah, I'll put it in chat.
Okay, so I'm on the party loot sheet, and so what it says here, party member percent kingdom funds. That's including
No.
items, right?
Yeah, you're looking at, or what you want to be looking at is wealth distribution, which is like just the actual gold that we have. The other one is an estimate of if we were to sell everything. So the party member 10%, 165 gold. That is what we have.
Right. God, that's peanuts. We need to like. Honestly, can we just sell those 3 build points we had left over and cash those out?
This is
No.
why I was like, why are you guys giving away all our money?
Yeah. We're,
Wait,
I mean,
165.
On that note, also, you guys presently have 4 build points because a month has passed and the silver mine has generated
Okay,
one
thank you.
more silver mine plus foundry plus trading that out to the land at large.
wait, 4?
Yeah, plus 1, and then I am crunching the rest of it.
Do we have to roll for stuff?
Not
Or
unless
is
you
that
guys
not-
want to. You got to roll for stuff if you want to stay here for a month and manage the kingdom.
Ah, okay.
Which helps grow the kingdom, though, right?
Yes.
Doing so will grow it.
Right now, it's kind of running on autopilot, which was not the worst place to put it, given that it's like, well, we got nothing. Castle.
Right.
Yeah.
Mine.
I feel like once we get hit with winter and travel becomes like harder and more dangerous and cold, then we should hunker down and like
Talking
How
about
many
cuffing?
build points were houses again?
Houses are. Oh, I'm doing a heckin' scroll, friend. A house is 3 build points.
Yeah.
and it has them in as a number of mid-sized houses, but that would be enough to where the trappers and traders and travelers would, well, this is a safe place to stop and stay and live and not die horribly.
Oh, it's not. It's not
a
per
district.
house.
No,
No,
it's
it's
a
not
district.
per
Oh, it's a
house.
house.
Jesus,
Okay.
That'd be
So then we
crazy.
could buy one like district or one.
like a subdivision.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could buy one group of houses for like the Mercs and Oleg and Svenja and Bakken if he wants to live here. And then a second one for like as a division for people to like live here, like to move here, and
For other traders.
yeah, traders and people who want to stake out a life here.
Who's Svenja?
He meant Svetlana.
Svetlana, whatever. You guys all, I don't know. We don't ever talk to her. She's like a mute or something.
I talked to her.
No, she
But-
she tries to fleece her all the time.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
does.
that's right.
Don't you want a matching ring or matching earrings or whatever that one conversation?
She always does. She's happy. I'm happy. Everybody's happy. What's the problem?
Except Oleg. 'Cause-
Oh,
Oleg
like,
just wants
oh,
to fight
that-
something.
Ionia is a Ferengi.
Wouldn't you
I
like
mean,
a
I'm sure-
nice ring? 20 bars of gold pressed platinum.
So I'm sure Oleg's happy too, because after Svetlana gets her fancy jewelry, he probably gets something that night.
okay. You didn't need to do that.
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay, so fine. Then we need to sell this stuff if we're actually gonna buy anything of value. Right. Okay. Then let's start liquidating.
So real quick, our kingdom wealth right now is just shy of 2,000 gold. Or I'm sorry, 2,000.
20,000.
The wealth calculator distribution just disappeared. Went to zero.
Yeah, that's because everybody just got paid. So the kingdom wealth went into the kingdom wealth section, and all of that money is no longer. Yeah. Yes,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
So
I
she's just gonna sell, and then we're gonna get another payday, right?
He's so sad.
All right, do your merchanting, whatever it is.
Do
Already-
your merchanting.
I'm not gonna
already
even try.
did.
I'm not even gonna try to understand what your process is at this point.
The only thing is
Probably
just
smart.
what we want to do with the items that we have, because from that we have estimated 11,366 gold worth of income coming toward us
After
if we were to sell like everything in our inventory.
Which we're not gonna sell everything, but still.
We're not going to sell everything, but I'm just saying like we have
Right,
more
right.
wealth. It's just in the
Right.
form of loot.
Yeah, so maybe we can. So we should talk to Oleg, and maybe we can arrange like he will sell. Like we store the loot here at the castle, and he uses his network of traders and connections and customers to move our loot, and he takes his commission, and the rest goes into our coffers. Is that something we can automate with him?
Yeah,
Tommy?
for sure.
And then like as he finds buyers and his money replenishes, he would then like dig into that, and we would make income that way.
Works for me.
So that takes the micromanaging out of Ionia's hand, some of it, so she may not be happy with that. Because you love this, don't you?
I mean, as long as I understand the system, I don't care how it's working. I just need to have things like communicate to me that this is what's happening, this is when it's happening, this is what the outcome is.
Okay. So we'll have that discussion with Oleg now. We might as well, since we're talking to him about also acquiring some equipment for the party. So Oleg,
Yes. He is
old boy, how are you?
He's sitting at a couple of barrels and a bigger piece of wood that have been fashioned into a table, basically. And he's got the porridge in a bowl, and he's got the ale in his hand. And he just nods and, not bad, not bad, not bad.
Oh, the porridge is back up. That's good.
Does
Nice.
he eat anything else?
That's all
Why
you
would
need.
you?
It's got every essential vitamin and nutrient that you could possibly desire, and some mushroom or something. What was it that was in it?
The spicy berries
The spicy berries.
and moon rashes in there
And
too.
moon oh yeah.
It's got a mild sedative in it.
Yes.
Oleg, I see you've settled in nicely here. How are you doing? How is the wife?
Now we're all doing pretty good. Much better than being chased down by bandits, you understand?
Oh, I do. Absolutely. So, my companions and I had
Nice.
Yes. He continues just wolfing down the porridge.
we have a proposition. Thank you. My brain turned off for a second. We have a proposition that we would like to run by you if you're interested. There would be a lot of money in it for you.
He beams and smiles and nods, a mouthful of porridge.
So as we are building up this settlement and hoping to expand our reach further and further as time goes on, we are going to need a regular line of supplies, trading. We'll need to move goods. We'll also need to have goods brought in. And we could think of no one more skilled, experienced, and suitable for this role than you.
So what would you have
I
me
could
do?
think of a few people.
Shh. What we would like to propose to you is setting up a system where, as we acquire goods that we need to liquidate, essentially, to buyers that you may or traders that you may be acquainted with, we would leave you to automate that. In which case, you would take your commission on all sales that come out of our kingdom. In addition, we would like you to be able to bring in goods at our request as well, specific goods that you may not carry on you regularly. They may be rare pieces, maybe even magical items, or larger things that, one-time purchases, things of that nature that we would ask you to source for us. Is that something you think you would be able to handle?
He nods. Basically what I've been doing my whole life, just now on a bigger scale.
I had no doubts. All right. Well, thank you, Oleg. Ionia will be by to fill you in on the specific details. However, I can tell you that at this moment there is one thing we are looking to acquire.
Yes.
We would like to procure a carriage, as well as 2 large stock horses, and a medium-sized locked chest for storing secured goods with a lock. I think I said locked, but yes, with a lock.
Should be easy enough to do.
4 locks in total.
What?
You need 4 DC 30 disable device checks.
That's right.
All right, so a carriage, 2 horses of the large, so the ones that are designed specifically for pulling carriages, large horses, the expensive ones, and then a chest, a medium-sized, so a 50-pound chest that with a, I don't know what options we have. I know that the locks can be affixed to them. We would want like a very secure lock.
Sure. Okay. I will quickly whip up a table here. It's not often that my players are looking to buy the locks. Usually they just want to shatter them into a million pieces, get the thing on the inside of it. The average lock would set you back 40 gold. A good lock is 80, and the best lock money can buy is 150 gold.
What's that
It's
thing?
100 and what?
What is it? Animite?
Adamantine.
And making it adamantine would up the price by a couple thousand. But
So
anyway.
what are the like what's the DC on the highest quality one? And what was the price? Sorry, you said I heard 100 and something.
150 for a DC 40.
40.
Yeah, we
Ooh,
don't need
that's
that.
nice.
we don't need a 40.
Or if it's made of steel, a break DC of like 20 for the barbarians to just and force it open.
And what's the DC on the one down from the 80 gold one?
30.
That's
So
fine.
That's a little low.
No, that's fine, dude. 30's pretty tough.
For Chester? Chester needs the best
Nothing but
money
the
can buy.
best.
Who is Chester?
All right,
Don't
so
ask.
I'm telling you, we were looking at the carriage, and it specifically says like the front can take the driver and a passenger, the lower cabin can take 4 passengers, and then on the roof there is room for like cargo. So we said, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to buy a chest and mount it to the roof, which everyone thought was ridiculous, but I love the idea anyway because it's my idea, so of course I love it. So we're going to mount a chest to the roof of the carriage, and then some joke came out that we were going to call him like, because he's a roof chest. There was a roof chest meme that kind of got
Roof
created.
chest.
Roof chest. And then we named him Chester Roofington, or something. Was that right?
Rufio Chesterton.
The third. So anyway, it's Chester. He's now sentient. Well, he's not, but we're. So
Procuring a mimic will be a little more expensive.
Yeah, I don't know if we
Yeah.
want.
Nah, but we so we want to just also
Could
when
we
when
procure a
I'm
mimic?
getting some real hard Red Dead.
Take it
vibes
easy
when you
over
say,
there, Esker.
You could mimics are true neutral. It's
no, that's okay.
Oh my
That's
god.
okay.
that's also what killed half the party in Carrying Ground on Friday. So you take some, win some, lose some.
All right, we'll take the 80 gold lock,
Okay.
the carriage, and the chest. We want the I see here there's a regular chest, and then there's like the reinforced one, like the treasure chest, which has which increases the break DC for the chest itself as well. We'll take that.
Okay.
It's a small upgrade, worth it, in my opinion. So no one just hacks open the wooden chest with like an axe or something. It has, what is it, brass? Yeah, it has brass rings to protect it.
And just go ahead and put some gold filigree on there.
No, we're not decorating it. We don't want
You
bandits
don't want
to
it
see
to
it from
pop
like a
out
month.
as, hey, loot me. I'm shiny. I
Wait a
myself
minute.
am worth several
I
hundred
still
gold.
like the grill-shaped beacon plan.
Real quick, I need to run to the bathroom, so I'm going to pause the
Okay.
recording. Y'all figure out what you need to do. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Items in our party loot, we would each be getting an additional 1,136 gold.
Right.
That's,
no, I
that's
get
assuming we
it.
sell everything at half value.
Right. And I get that. I'm just saying we earned all that liquid.
No, we're not liquid. You're correct.
Semi-solid at best. Also, here I am.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Tommy.
Gee, thanks.
Welcome home.
It's me, yeah, home.
All right. So we are. Do we have a final price on that purchase?
Oh,
Horse and carriage.
horse
It's
and
for
carriage.
hire.
Horse for hire. So we'll take them as they are written in the SRD as it is.
And as you are.
Did you want a good lock or a superior one?
We wanted the not the
Good.
cheapo one,
The good
not
one.
the ridiculous one,
Okay, sure.
the second best one.
So that's
Gold. We're going
80
Goldilocks.
gold. The chest itself is what a fine question. No one ever asks me. No one ever says we'd like to buy the chest. They just want to break it open.
You said 80 gold?
No one ever put a chest on their carriage before?
No one's ever bought a
Actually,
carriage.
I have chest here.
I mean, to be fair, David, we do a lot of things that it sounds like other groups don't do.
Y'all are
So-
also playing a very different game than what a lot of groups play, which I'm totally down with. Shake it up.
So a medium chest is normally 5 gold, or it's 7 gold if you upgrade it with the as to a treasure chest. That's
Okay.
what I have here.
So then those are the
7
prices
gold.
you would use.
All right, 7 gold for that. So that's 87.
And
Now the heavy horses are the expensive one, right? They're like 200 each
I can believe it, yeah.
or something.
Carriage will set you back 100 gold, it looks like.
And now, if I understand correctly, we can't exactly barter for these things because we're not like purchasing them directly, right?
You can barter for them in and of like the trade goods are essentially money, or you give Oleg an equivalent gold value of stuff, and he can sell that.
So I have carriage here is 100 for a basic carriage. There's fancier ones, but the basic carriage is 100 gold.
You got it.
Okay, so that puts us at 187. I haven't added the horses yet.
Heavy horses 200 each, or 300 each if you would like them to be combat trained, which A combat-trained horse will not immediately panic and run should the carriage come under attack.
Kind of important.
For 2,000 gold pieces, you could buy a mastodon. That is also a thing.
Would not like a mess. So what do you guys say? Two combat-trained horses to pull?
Combat trained or what?
So they don't.
One, let's
you
get
said-
regular ones.
Because if the carriage gets attacked, they'll spook and run.
Yeah, this is what we were talking about last night. Not necessarily
yeah.
that we're going to be fighting with the horses, but just that they're more reliable.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't want to lose immediate control.
What's the price difference?
100
gold.
gold.
100.
100 gold, and in return, if an arrow hits the carriage, the horses don't immediately freak out, and the carriage overturns. And
I mean,
we've
that
all
sounds like
played
a lot
Red
of
Dead.
fun.
All right, so 600. So 780.
Alternatively,
is what
for
we're
20
looking at.
gold pieces, you could get an otter. I've never seen this table before, and it's interesting to me. Our carriage is pulled by a team of 4 dozen otters
Don't tell Ionia this, please.
The mimic on there?
with a mimic on there. Oh, look, hold up. It might be. You could leadership a mimic at 7. Dire
pet
riding
mimic.
bats are 450 each for the war-trained ones.
Well, that's fine.
Jesus,
Jeez.
so many things.
We do have a fond history with bats.
You do 740 gold, your carriage can be pulled by a grizzly bear.
What if we put a normal chest and a mimic up?
Mm-hmm. So this is like
Or no, we
50% of the time.
right.
He's
50% of
wrong.
the time, they're gonna eat abandoned.
we put the mimic in the chest.
The problem with that is, though, you're feeding your mimic all the stuff.
Oh. Well, yeah, but you're doing that. You're feeding it the chest, too, if you do it the other way. I guess, yeah, no, it makes more sense. to have
No,
them-
we were just gonna have 2 separate chests, is what he was saying.
Oh.
Then it's just, column A, column B situation.
Oh, I see what you're
So
saying.
then it
here.
comes up, and
50.
half the time they choose wrong right off the.
They get
Mhm.
eaten. All right. Ionia, how much was in party funds?
Okay, so I have we have 1,848 gold. After the chest, the lock, and the carriage, this is before horses, we are sitting at 661. That's assuming we pay out of gold. If Oleg will let us trade for trade goods, that would be better for us.
Which is why I was suggesting we do that before we just wipe him out of his gold with goods, right? We can use, if he's willing to take these, knowing that he can then sell them and make his money back,
Yeah.
he might.
Dell, we've
Bartering.
all played Skyrim, dude.
All right.
Merchant
No, it's
perk.
different. In Skyrim, you sell until he's out of money, then you buy shit, and then you resell and.
Yeah,
like
this
an
is the
infinite cycle
second.
of
This is
gold.
the second part of the cycle. So,
Okay. So will Oleg take trade goods for that request? Since
Yeah.
we're not getting the carriage right now, he would actually have to go get it anyway, so he could take the goods to sell when he makes the purchase.
You got it. He will definitely.
Would
Any
he be
trade
willing to-
goods or magic items or wondrous items or anything you find, he will sell, and you can barter that way. Basically using a third party.
Would he be willing to, rather than 50% of the value of the trade goods, would he be willing to trade for a little more, 1-for-1 type?
Well,
Type
he needs a
deal.
commission. He needs a commission, right? Like we did offer him. He would need some cut.
He is doing all the legwork.
Well,
on
yeah,
it.
I mean,
If we trade him 1-for-1, he breaks even on this trip, and
not exactly 1-for-1, but basically what I'm asking is can we get ourselves a better deal that's not just the same deal he gives everybody else, which is 50%, right?
You could try for 60 or 70, but anything he makes at this point goes right back into his store, which is basically your store.
That's true too.
that's true. We want him to build up so that
Stop
he can expand.
fleecing the Olegs.
All right, let's ask for a 64. Ionia, you're good at this stuff. Let's ask for a 60-40.
Wait, so
Oh,
now
wait,
you're on
so-
board with fleecing the old.
It's not fleecing. 40% of everything we bring in through our dangerous adventuring is still,
We
we're going to
are
be giving him a.
we are also giving he and his wife a house.
And
You know.
the problem
It's not
is
like we
over
have. It's
time,
not like there's.
Over time, he'll make much more money, too.
Doing
not like
this,
we-
then yeah.
We're
Even though his rate is
the center of our metropolis trade. Kato, well, eventually, yeah. Did you offer him the position of the?
I mean, I didn't offer him an official title yet. I did say that he would be in charge of like running our trade operation, like our primary,
like Minister of Trade type deal.
Well, yeah, we'll hand out official titles when we have a real kingdom.
Okay.
So that's why we're not calling ourselves like by our ruler titles yet because
we haven't even.
I mean, y'all are still calling me treasurer though, so.
I know. All right.
Which honestly probably is a better title for me than Magister, but it is what it is.
You're party treasurer. You're not the treasurer.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm the treasurer. So Oleg, my good man, we've become quite close over these past couple of months. I feel you've done a lot for us. We've done a lot for you. We would like to basically lay out this deal. We'll give you a house. You do this. We get 60%. And my roll was 23.
And it is more than enough. He is deep in his porridge, and he nods. He probably can't talk at this point as we continue to world build the porridge that is made of a mild sedative. His tongue is probably a little numb right now.
Ionia pats him on the back. Ionia pats him on the back as he's just got like chipmunk cheeks full of porridge and just says "good man" and walks away.
I like Oleg. He's my boy.
He's a fine bro.
I like all of our people.
I know. Tommy, you're really good at developing cool, like interesting NPCs.
Thank you. I appreciate that. A lot of these NPCs were supposed to be like nobodies. Bakken is just a crazy old man in the woods. Oleg is supposed to complain about colonialism and then say no more. Keston is Keston.
Yeah. In the player's preview version, like of the AP, what you sent us, it describes like some of the early cast, and yeah, Bakken is described as literally like one screw away from just being like a total like batshit insane, like illogical, like crazy man. And I feel like you've added a lot more depth than what that description originally set him out to be.
That was the idea, yeah. Because otherwise he's just some crazy old man in the woods. Nobody wants to deal with that.
What?
Now he's a Jedi. Well, speaking of which, I don't want to. I know I've been kind of monopolizing this, so if anyone else wants to,
I did have a purchase I would like to make.
Okay.
Yeah, Oleg. I would like I need this backpack is getting a little bit worn, so I need a nicer one. So if I could, do you have a higher quality backpack? If you will.
Yeah, he probably does. Yeah, he's got a bunch of survival-y things. Why wouldn't he?
Like a masterwork.
Like a masterwork
backpack, so I could put all this stuff here and I can drop it off when I need to cut someone's head off. It's fine.
As you do. I am trying to find a... Yeah, there you go. He nods. He definitely has one.
Yeah. Need something I can hang this bear trap from.
Indeed. Okay, masterwork backpack. That sets you back 50 gold.
Alright.
You can buy a weapon rack backpack? What even is that? This leather backpack includes a small weapons rack. So you're literally the meme. You're the guy who carries too many weapons.
Only have the two. So I think I'm alright there. I'll go into also ask at your time, have you come across many animal traders?
He nods.
Oh, good. Do you think you could reach out to one or two of them to come set up shop here?
Mulls it over a bit, nods again. He tries to talk, but it mostly comes out he can't really move his tongue right now. So we probably need some place for them to live.
Yeah, we'll work on that. But yeah, if you could reach out to and like rare animals. Do you catch my meaning?
He raises an eyebrow.
I think we know who hunted the unicorn.
The more valuable. All right, so I'll take my backpack.
The most dangerous game. Got it.
What is Cal up to?
Our kingdom's going to descend into permanent darkness.
Permanent
something-
darkness. That would be awesome. I'm Ganon. This is swear.
Has what's that Erastil priest's name?
John Kavkin, and he is also here, and he hasn't.
Oh, he is here.
Yeah, he hasn't built a formal shrine or anything like that, but there is the palisade that existed around the tower is now gone. Yeah, you would have to like manually spend the build points to build a wall, but there's probably like one of the rooms has a Erastil's holy symbol carved on the door.
That's going to be a problem.
This guy.
I mean, you just need to, like, one-up him. Build a cathedral.
Oh, we will. But I'm going to have a conversation with this man at some point.
You can buy that dumb altar that you were talking about.
Was I talking about an
Yeah,
altar?
magic item doesn't
Yeah.
exist.
Yeah, you're like, I can buy this altar. I forgot. It was a while ago. It was like a portable altar or something like that.
Mhm.
Wait. How have I forgotten this? This sounds like something I need.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's not even a luxury. This is a necessity.
Well, buy it. We got Oleg here. We're all making purchases.
I don't know what it is, though. Or what good it does.
Good for praying, dude.
Sounds like, yeah, okay. What is it?
I gotta Google it real quick.
Okay.
Let's see. Deities. I know they exist. I've seen them before. Magic items. Cha-cha-cha.
10,000 gold.
Suppose it would be an other.
Probably.
I forget. I know they exist. I remember seeing them somewhere. There we go. Altars. An altar will set you back. An altar to a batter. Yeah, 10,000 gold pieces.
Well, that's a full-size one. There are portable altars. So
There.
a masterwork portable altar of Abadar is 400 gold.
The altar of Abadar I'm looking at is a magic item, though.
Yeah, this is just...
Pray at it, and you get a +2 competence bonus on diplomacy, perception, profession, and sense motive checks, as well as DC 13 sanctuary spell cast on you.
Okay. This one only gives you... spend 1 hour praying, and the user gains a +2 circumstance bonus on a single skill check of their choosing.
So you get a free guidance, basically.
But it's portable, so you can whip it out whenever you need it. Yeah, whip it out.
Shut
I was wondering who was going to get that one first.
So 400 gold, Esker. Sounds like a
That's
good investment.
Basically all of my money, though. I mean, I'm less concerned with my skill checks and more concerned with this guy making Erastil monuments in my home.
Why are you so concerned about him?
Says the other Erastil worshipper.
I mean, again, the Abadar has a friendly relationship with deities like Erastil.
As long as he understands that he's a guest here.
He's just trying to set boundaries, I think is what he said.
Yeah.
Look, we Erastians don't care about giant cathedrals. Give us like a corner where we can set up a shrine and we're good.
Hey, Senya.
Mm-hmm.
Remember a while back when we were asking Jad about what his plan was and he was not very forthcoming? You maybe want to, go talk to him?
I feel like his plan was all resolved with the Temple of the
But we don't know what it was. All we know is we killed a bear and good things happened. So now I have
I'm
this.
curious.
Yeah, we're all curious. And also now I have this, built-in predisposition that killing shit leads to good things.
Welcome to
Oh,
Pathfinder.
now you have it.
Kill the
Now
things,
I have
loot
it.
the things. That's where we're
Definitely
at.
didn't exist before.
And,
Yeah, okay. I guess I go look like is he easily foundable?
Yeah, he's the door that has Erastil's holy symbol carved on it seems to be his quarters, and it's also like half of his room has been set up as a confessional is the wrong word, but there is a table with 2 chairs Where he
So,
would like take meetings with people, pray with them, things like that.
I'll go knock on that door.
Yes.
Jad,
Ah,
uh, it's good to see you that you've made your way down.
it's good to see that you've made your way back. You were gone for so long.
We've done a bit more exploring in the forest and in the marches area. We found another shrine to Erastil. It seemed to have pleased our god that we did, and cleared up some overgrowth over it. I kind of show him my. Is it a faintly glowing? Like, how does the enchantment work?
The enchantment has been worn off for about 2 weeks now.
Okay. Oh, never mind about that. But oh yeah. So do you know much about this area? Like, it seems like the Temple of the Elk, the ruined Temple of the Elk, and the shrine that we found, they were fairly close to each other, in the same regions. I was hoping you could shed some more light to the people that used to, or the worshippers that used to frequent these lands.
Oh, I know a bit, yes. There have been many who have tried to tame these wild places. Ever since the Fifth Army of Exploration from Taldor, I imagine that's where the temple itself came from. Probably also this other site that you speak of. There have been many attempts to map and explore it. They've always met with, well, he closes his eyes, shakes his head. Bitter fates. These lands are not the kindest to strangers. As I'm sure you are aware.
Well, what are your plans now that we've cleared the temple? Do you plan to stay here with us?
Here seems as fine a place as any. Certainly Erastil's guidance in this time of civilization would go a long way. Alternatively, I could return south if you wish to not have my help.
Well, well, any help is always welcome, and as you know, our god is always the god of welcoming, so no help is ever returned.
Indeed. A place at the hearth for everyone. Was there anything else you needed?
Before I go, something's been kind of weighing on my mind. I know you said that when we've killed the bear, it seemed to have got at the temple. It seemed to have cleansed the area of whatever was ailing it. But I still feel terrible for not staying my hand when I have seen the symbol of our god on the bear. I'm hoping that whatever we have done is final.
I believe that is the case.
Do you know who the bear was?
I do not.
Oh, I'm done.
He nods. May Erastil bless you, my child.
Arcturus busting.
How dare you stand where he stood? I know that.
Get it
quote-
out of here.
That was a little better, yeah. Harry Potter didn't work as well as I wanted it to. Well, anything else from y'all?
Yeah, I will also. I need another thing at Kumis because I'm probably about out by now. So, re-up.
Roger that.
5.
Easy enough to do.
Yeah, 5 silver, nothing much. You know.
Okie dokie.
Do the mercs have stuff about them yet? Or are
They
still
they
just
don't
kind of-
have they don't have character sheets yet, but they are more than just 3 images of the same
They're
person.
people now.
Apparently, we need to.
Do they have names? Sorry,
Yeah,
go
they
ahead.
do indeed have names. We're gonna go where the heart took me in the first place. Their names, in fact, are Biggs, Wedge, and Dak. Wedge is the head one. I get it's the de facto leader with Keston now gone, more or less. Biggs is a little. He's not like bulging out of his armor, but he is a little on the pudgy side. Dak is the youngest, thinks he could take on all the rest of by himself.
Oh.
Wedge is a little more like, I'm just here for the money. But also there's a slight paternal instinct probably going on in there.
You have to make them die in order. You know that, right? All right.
Stay on target.
Hey Del, you
Perhaps
did
Biggs
you want to?
becomes the best archer in the Stolen Lands because he in fact does stay on target.
Del, did you want to drop a bug in one of their ears on? Hey, you ever think about being a carriage driver? you ever consider a career?
How about Dak? He can take on the world as a carriage driver.
No,
Yeah,
he sits
can't
on the
forget
back
that.
and he operates the ballista.
We do actually need someone who has driving skill because the carriage requires driving, profession drive, to use it like competently.
That's mostly for like, if you would like the carriage to go as fast as possible and ramp it off a bridge, or like if you would like to
It's a
do
hazard.
hairpin turns with it.
Yep, we want those things.
We want all those things.
There's actually just enough room in the carriage for all 5 of us and a driver. So if we could, I mean, there's no harm in hiring a driver, right? It would be very proper.
Minoru drive.
Be very proper for lords too to have a chauffeur.
Well, see, here's my thing. I don't want to hire a driver, but we already hiring these jokers, so might as well put them to work.
I mean, I think they have been at work, like, doing all of the labor of building the buildings and things like that.
There has
look at
very
that.
clearly been some magic in play, some of Bakken's magic to fabricate, and some of the walls of the castle are a little too perfect, as if they had been stone-shaped instead of masoned. But yeah,
Look at Biggs over there. He ain't done shit. Look at him.
yeah, he's one of them's like he's portly, but there's muscle under the layer of.
He's a perfect driver. Can you give him driving skill? And we'll make him our carriage. our
Yes,
carriage
but
driver.
it would cut the present army by 33% to do that.
Well,
It's
no,
fine.
he would fight. He could pull. You know, he's a driver that also is good with a sword.
Can we
I
just
don't know.
hire a driver?
I mean,
We could,
yeah, it's
we
gonna
really could.
take a while before we get the carriage anyway. So
That's true.
You know, maybe we'll have more people by then.
Okay. Well, how about this? Since he's already going to be, Oleg is going to be having to make kind of a, reach out and acquire these goods and sell our goods. I'll also ask him if in his travels acquiring this carriage and horses for us, if there is anyone looking for work who is skilled in operating one of these machines or one of these vehicles, we would certainly be open to the idea of hiring him on.
Okay.
He's gonna say himself. You know him. He's just gonna let me get my crossbow.
He just shoots carriages out of his crossbow. It's like a bad Skyrim mod. Just poof, carriage.
All right, I'll add that extra, on your travels while you're, acquiring this carriage and the horses and selling our goods. If you can keep an eye out for, for talent, if anyone would be looking, anyone with the, with the capabilities of handling one of these vehicles is looking for work, we would consider.
He nods.
Okay, great. All right, I have one more RP I want to do.
Deal.
All right, Bakken,
Yep.
can I speak to you, please, alone?
You already
out in the
are.
courtyard?
Oh, alone, of course, sure. I'm shut off your improv. I'm the worst ever, haha. He nods, and y'all duck around a corner. What is it?
No, out into the courtyard
Oh,
of
okay.
the, outside. We're gonna need space for this.
You're just shuttling him all around, aren't you?
Yeah. They're gonna wrestle.
So you're more than
How
So
loudly
you're-
did you say all this?
just normal.
If you are in the courtyard at the time, you would bear witness.
I would like to be in the courtyard.
Okay.
So Cato eyes him up and down, his short stature, kind of peers around, examining him. So you're more than what you seem, aren't you?
Aren't we all? You live as long as I have. Well, you'll be a slightly over middle-aged human. But you pick up a thing or two.
Yes. So I guess the silver lining of the recent events that brought you here with the letters was that you have agreed. You made a promise to my father to train me. Is that correct?
He nods. Personally, I don't think you need a whole lot of training. Again, if you were able to take down the Stag Lord, I think that's good enough to admit you into the storied halls of the Aldori, but I could show you a thing or two, I suppose.
Cato looks at him and says, "We took out the Stag Lord, but I'll be perfectly honest, my own personal performance in that deed was not up to my standards. Although we did win the day, I feel that gaps in my training had made it less than as ideal as I would have liked."
In what way?
I bit off more than I could chew. I want to make sure that doesn't happen again. I want to make sure that anyone I face in combat will not be my equal. And the Aldori are known across the world, legendary, in fact, at being the masters of the duel. Few can stand against them. Even fewer could ever hope to defeat one. If you really are one of these fabled legends, or were, I would like to see it in action. Cato removes 2 separate swords from his belt. The one that he'd been using since the beginning of the adventure, and one that he had picked up off the body of the false Bravosi. And he hands one to Bakken.
Bakken looks it up and down, flips it over in his hands. All right, if it's a duel you want, it's a duel you get, but I'll use my own, thank you very much. And he sets the sword down, reaches into a bag that is obviously too small to hold a sword, and pulls out. His dueling sword is about half the size of yours.
He has his own in a little bag. Aw, that's so adorable. I didn't expect him to have one. All right, so I'll
flip, adopts crane stance.
Ooh. All right, so I don't know if we want to actually have a fight or if we just want to.
It's up to you, man.
Skip the. Well, do you have a?
I've played enough swashbucklers to have a close approximation of what he would be able to do. Yes. I don't know what his perception modifier is, but.
Right. Or his.
You know how to do non-lethal, right, Doc?
Well,
Sure doesn't.
Duels have a different rule set, right? There's a.
There is indeed. We could use those if you would like, or we could just fight it out.
I don't know if I actually want to fight it out.
Okay.
I mean, how do these duel? I do want to challenge. Here's the reason why I was looking at Pathfinder dueling, and there will come a time where I think there are certain people that I may end up challenging to a proper duel.
Okay.
So could we learn this this system? Because I'm completely unfamiliar. I've read it, but it's.
As I'm looking at it now, I see mostly magic stuff, short of performance combat.
Right. I know there's moves you can do, starting a duel, how a duel ends. Yeah, there's performance, there's dueling dodge, dueling parries, all sorts of, and then you can use performance feats in the fight as well.
Ah, I see. Okay.
You're not familiar with the system, I take it?
Not really. No one has ever
Damn.
asked for. Usually when it's a duel, we just make attack rolls at each other.
We just make a fight. Okay. Fair enough. I thought you might have had some experience in this and you could walk me through a duel, but no, if not, then we won't bog the session down trying to learn this.
So then I guess what we'll do is make me 3 attack rolls. We'll do a quick attack roll skill challenge.
All right.
Let's see here. Bakken would have a BAB of that. His dex would be about... Yeah. Okay. You may fire when ready.
Hold on, I'm having a lock up here. Did I just crash? Am I still in the...
I
Stand by.
The duel is loading.
Ah, there it is. I had it in a... Okay, that's weird. All right, let me reopen my character sheet. All right, 3... Just attack rolls, right?
Yeah.
No damage. Yeah, just the... As if we were pairing and riposting each other, or pairing each other.
Yeah.
All right, opposed attack rolls. Got it. Wow.
Well, you're nothing if not consistent. Ah.
Boo. There's my... Holy shit. What a beast.
So Kato draws his sword. At this point, God, I guess I'm just going to call them Rogue Squadron, aren't I? It's much easier than Biggs and
Sure.
Wedge and Dax and Jod and all these other people and all
Excel
of the...
Squadron.
Or another way I used to say it in games is I'll say all the proper nouns, if that's about as clear as mud. They all have gathered at this point to watch, and Kato leans forward, and Bakken, for the first one, just sidesteps it. It's almost like a little like ballet twirl. You get nowhere near him. For the second one, you go to swing, and this time he actually goes to parry, and you don't see his hand move. It's just you go to swing, and you feel the blade hit the blade, and everyone hears the clang. And then suddenly your sword is like, you still hold on to it, and it's gone from swinging at him to pointing at like a 30-degree angle to the ground, and then try your best to right yourself. You swing again. This time Bakken gets a little more into it, and I don't mean to hit the Yoda on the head here, but I guess we're going to. As he leans into this one, this time he actually he leaves the ground and jumps and does that that spin that Yoda in episode 2 versus Count Dooku, right? As he does so, gaining the momentum, he swings coming up at your sword and is able to disarm you. Your weapon flies about 5 feet away from you and lands in the ground.
Kato just stands stunned, what in the world? But he's not the stunned look isn't of disappointment or it's of you see a beaming smile. His stunned look quickly turns into a beaming style. He immediately rights himself back up and let's say and goes into a bow. Says, "You're everything I imagined. I would be honored to learn from you."
And I'd be more than happy to teach you. He looks you up and down. What is your intelligence score?
Sorry, what?
Kato's intelligence score, what is it?
Oh, a 10.
A 10. Unfortunately, there's some things I can't really teach you. Some of the stuff, let's say some of my more advanced teachings in the art of swordsmanship, they come in a bottle. That said...
He's juicing.
He's juicing with alchemy. Advanced potions of true strike. No, there was no true strike on that one. If you don't want to overextend yourself, that certainly makes sense to me. That's pride cometh before the spear in your stomach.
Meanwhile, on the sidelines, Ionia is watching, just eyes big, mouth agape, just wow.
We just saw Yoda in action, and I could not have enjoyed it more.
If I'm honest with you, One of the things you can do to shore yourself up the most if you don't want to be overextended is you make sure the black stag and your guard dog stay as close to you as possible.
He nods.
I take it you probably know what it's like for those of us who are trained to fight on our feet when we no longer can make our fancy footwork when we'll bump into someone. It's not the best.
No, it was definitely an error in judgment that left me isolated from the rest of the team, surrounded, and that's when things went south. So
I certainly believe it.
I will heed your wisdom, and thank you again.
And on that note, also, any form of... I don't know what your formal schooling is like. I don't know what's inside you. I don't know what may or may not have transpired in the Sicarius bloodline. That said, if you have any means to access power that does not come from a blade, it certainly can help with the blade. Most of the things you're going to run into out here are going to be creatures with biceps bigger than your entire body, or they're going to be creatures that have enough magic in their little finger to burn the stolen lands to the ground. Putting yourself on an equal level certainly is not the worst thing you can do.
That's what I have these people for. Easy gestures towards the party.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Having someone to magically enhance you behind you when the time comes for words to end and violence to begin certainly goes a long way, yes.
Bakken is so awesome, isn't he?
He does
Yeah.
really.
Are you saying that out loud while he's still standing right there?
No.
Swooning. He's swooning.
No, not out loud. This is out of character. Couldn't you tell I changed my accent?
Yeah.
Cato bows again and goes over to retrieve his sword and says, well, I would like to schedule semi-regular training sessions with you, if you would be so inclined.
He nods.
But for now, I think I will take my loss with dignity, and I will see you around, friend.
Indeed, Fop.
Got him.
Oh, that cuts deep. When it comes from Cal, it's just because I know I don't care. She's so beneath my status that she can call me whatever she wants. But
Yeah, believe me, I know. I've been the victim of Bakken using Cal's terminology on me as well.
The witch and the fop and the tax man. Who needs character names? Those are simply your titles. Actually, on that note, what are we calling this castle?
ooh, so
So
I like.
did everyone see the list? Did everyone see the list? Let's go. Let's start there.
I mean,
Ask
I
her.
did, but it was a little while ago, so let me look at it again.
I like Cato's castle, but
Of course you did.
I don't like Reclaimer's Roost, but I do
Yeah.
like the name that was derived from that.
well, the town that's going to build up around it, Ruston.
Rustin, right?
Well, you can say it either way. The
Which
point
chat
is
was
like
it in,
it.
the general one?
Yeah. It starts as it's derived from the word Roost Town, and then you know over time it can become Rooston or Ruston. It starts as Rooston and then it becomes Ruston.
Yeah, I mean, if we have to take the crappy castle name in the meantime to get the cool city name.
I like Fort Staggers. Fort.
You can still call the area around it the Roost. Just call it the Roost, and then the people just started calling it Rooston.
I like Lakeside Keep.
I knew you would.
Yep. You put that one on there just for me, didn't you?
I did.
All right. Well, my vote is for number 1, but to have the town, we could still call the area because the kingdom's gonna end up getting broken up into counties or whatever the equivalent is for kingdoms, and we could call this part the Roost, and then the city at the center of this county would be Rooston or Ruston, however people want to pronounce it.
Rooston.
But for the actual fort, my vote is for number 1.
My vote is for number 1 as well.
Where's that list? What are the numbers? Or am I looking in general or private?
General.
A private.
That's in
No,
private.
it's in general.
I like Fort Stagrave.
I don't remember where I put it.
Thought it was in general. That's where I just found it.
Might have been double posted.
And here I go scrolling, trying to find it.
Just search Roost, and it'll.
All right, well, we have 3 votes for 1, so. And I know Esker's number 2 is Lakeside. Because what is that from? That's a reference, then I take it if you picked it for Esker. Esker's all about references.
Oh,
Oh,
I mean,
it's just-
no, it's just a
The best
very,
name.
it's just a very on the nose, straightforward name.
My second favorite would probably be 1, but my favorite is definitely Lakeside.
Yeah, I would say my favorite for the castle itself is Lakeside Keep, and then the area of the town is known as the Roost, later to become Rustin.
But what about
Well, at
Fort
least we go down
McClunky?
together.
As always, friend.
How come no one picked 3? I'm mad.
Fort McClunky.
Fort McClunky.
No. I mean, my first choice is 5, but my second choice is 1.
Oh, well, then we're tied 2-2.
Yeah.
And it was a joke. I don't actually.
Grave in our, I think having Grave in the name is a little like.
It's intimidating.
It's badass.
Would indeed
Yeah.
send a message.
You
It was my
definitely send a
favorite as
message.
well.
I also don't.
I mean,
I
the
also
Stag
don't
Lord, terrorized these lands and the people who lived here. It's the Stagrave. It's freaking
Yeah, but we're
amazing.
kind of a prisoner of the past by naming him after him.
Not to mention that, like, you know, like Senya is a black stag, grave. Like,
Well, that's the other meaning.
Yeah, they're all
Second
dead
name.
too.
Yeah.
So it's at the same time, it's like, you know, this is the end of the Stag Lords, but at the same time, you know, the stag, the black stags are put to rest.
Oh.
To meaning.
Well, but the Black Stags won't be put to rest until the Tiger Lords are dead. Because
I mean, I assume I'm not changing anybody. My favorite's Lakeside Keep. I don't hate Stagrave. I don't have particularly strong feelings of the matter. But
There it is.
I'm willing to argue about it. I just, if no one's even on the fence about changing their mind, I just assume save us all some time.
All right. And what's our? All right. Now we don't decide this next one now, but so we have Fort Stagrave in the Roost, or in with the town of. Okay, so that's all fine. What's our kingdom's name going to be?
I don't know.
So I have here a proposal.
Reclaimer Nation.
Claimer Nation.
Claim Nation.
Reclaim Nation.
Claim Nation, bruh.
Oh God, please no. Please no.
What kind of magic item is a vape? Like, can you
it's,
make one of those, Esker?
a
No.
wand of fog cloud that tastes like strawberries?
Oh my God.
Cursed item, I suppose.
It's a cursed item.
I actually didn't have a name for the kingdom. I was gonna try to improv one like in the moment, but I failed. Sorry.
Woof.
It'll come.
All right.
Right now,
Fort
we
Stagrave.
really kingdom.
Fort Stagrave it is.
Fort Stagrave it is. Fair enough. Bakken nods and goes about his business.
All right. Well, I think we've. Unless anyone, I'll let. I'm done all my RP for this this day at base camp. So if anyone else wants to go, otherwise I will be retiring to my chambers for the rest of the night.
To a place where...
I'm gonna get ambushed apparently.
Yeah.
Just finishing my bag, though. My first bag of kumis, chugging it. That's why I have to buy it. That's why I have to buy a new bag.
Gotta get real turnt before you go ambush Kato. Okay. Anybody else got anything before that happens?
Strength on the life has.
I'm alright.
Okay.
Are we wanting to go into another round of exploration or a kingdom round coming up?
You guys would...
I think we should do a kingdom, at least one kingdom round. We haven't done one yet.
Yeah, I think it would probably be good to just kind of like rotate the
But
two.
did we want to explore before the snows happen?
It is
'Cause-
presently, assuming the Cato thing happens, it'll be the 14th of November as you head out. It's not guaranteed that it's going to snow on you, but it will be.
I mean, we're
like,
pretty far north.
We are
though.
approaching endure elements level.
Right.
Like,
That's what I was saying. Like, we might want to get out there and explore, and then do the kingdom stuff while it's
through
you know.
like December,
Well-
January, February.
yeah.
The weather
Get in
won't
while the
like
getting's
hamper.
good.
The weather has been okay so far, but you're at yellow alert right now. You could get out in the middle of the gnarl marches and then a blizzard kicks up. That said, there's enough people with good enough nature checks in party that you should be able to see that well in advance. So, like, what I mean by that is, like, if you're here and you're like, yeah, well, maybe we're going to go a little farther, you could predict the weather with a 15 or 20 nature check before committing. So you could just double back.
Would you say we have explored all of Book 1? Are there any Book 1 tiles remaining?
Yes and no. Book 1 and 2 occupy basically the same amount of space.
No. Okay.
So it's...
We still have all the south.
I mean, okay,
But I
so
feel like
here's the
South.
thing.
I feel like South is probably like Book 2.
Here's the thing: is that if we go out now, we've already explored everything that's close by. So our best bet would be to either come up to Nettles Crossing and get some of this area, or come over to this terrible place and try to get like some of this area, and try to keep it pretty close to home.
Yeah.
I would honestly like to build a bridge here at some point.
Well, we can't do that without a kingdom phase.
I know.
Build a
I know.
bridge out of it,
How do you ping?
out of Ionia.
left click and
You just
hold.
click.
Hey,
Right there. I want to build a bridge there.
That makes sense. Okay.
and
so
honestly, probably here too.
Yeah.
a bridge will cost you 6 BP. It improves the kingdom's economy by 1, and obviously you could cross water.
And I'm sorry,
So-
Tommy. You said this month we gained how many build points?
You gained, and I'm still kind of like running that. I seem to be tracking 1 from the silver mine plus 1 from the presence of a foundry. The road will have given you some more as well, which I am still putting together. You certainly, in an actual manual kingdom turn, you will gain significantly more based on the treasurer's kingdom check.
Okay, and then we also had, was it 2 or 3 remaining from before?
You had 3 remaining.
So right now we're sitting at 5 plus whatever from the road.
Yeah.
And then whatever we roll during the whatever we.
It's before houses, though.
Yeah, it's before. We still got. We already got 3 that are gonna go to house.
Well, it's sounding like this month we're not going to be taking the kingdom phase, right? We're going to be exploring for the rest of this month.
Well, I mean, doing a kingdom phase will let us roll for build points, though, which is and collect taxes. I know we don't really have much in the way of taxes,
You don't
but
really have anyone to tax. You will once you get the houses. Then a little bit of time passes. People will like stop and stay here.
So I think so. So we drop 3 for the house, do our little roam, come back, and then we do the king phase.
That makes sense to me. The time will still be passing, and Bakken, Oleg, Jod, Rogue Squadron, they are competent enough, and in Bakken's case, blatantly magical enough that 50 houses could be constructed.
how many houses?
About 50 is how I'm.
Whoa!
One subdivision, more or less, per house is enough to like you would become a village, not just a
So,
adventure site.
Welcome to
so
the
roofed in
roost.
will be started. All right, yeah, that's definitely what we want to do.
Okay, works for me.
So all we're doing for
Just building some
the
houses.
remainder of Neth is spending 3 build points on houses and then going out to explore.
Yeah.
Roger that.
Yeah.
Which area do we want the houses? I'll go ahead and put that on our map.
Before we go and explore, hold on. So we have 7 plus road or 5 plus road.
5 plus road. Road is pending. I'm trying
so
to
we'll-
find exactly where that is.
After houses will have 2 plus road. I'm just seeing if there's any like small thing we can also just kind of throw on that pile, since time is money after all.
Sure.
Yeah, but we could also we could all we don't necessarily need to spend the build points right away. We could save them for bigger things.
No, but these building up small things will help develop build points for future rounds as well. If they're small and cheap and useful, like for example.
Okay, so the road itself does not provide any build points, but it does give a +1 to economy. For basically, the road exists. The road was created by Abadar, so things could get from the South Rosslyn Road to Y'all for every 4 hexes. It's starting to sound like Civilization 5, but for every 4 hexes of road, your economy goes up by 1. Your stability goes up by 1 for every 8 hexes of road. Of course, there is 1 hex of road so far as y'all are concerned in that regard, because this hex is the only hex that is controlled by you guys.
So we'd need to...
Growing will happen in the kingdom phase.
So what? The only real thing so then the road will only give us benefits if we do kingdom rounds then.
It puts basically a +1 now on Ionia's check, or whoever rolls the treasury check.
So the only thing we could really build right now, costs 2 build points, is a moat around the fort. It reduces unrest by -1 and adds +1 to the defense of the structure.
I think by the powers vested in me by Paizo Productions in the Inner Sea region, I will reduce that to 1, given the very close proximity to large body of water.
Yeah, you just
need to dig the sea.
Right.
So you guys want to spend 1 build point on a moat?
Sure.
I'm tempted to save them, but I guess since it's only 1, I'm okay.
I'm a big fan of dry moats personally, but we won't get into that.
A little less water, a little more sharpened stakes at the bottom.
Yes.
The moat will gives us a stat point on our kingdom, and in case anything comes, like while we're gone, if any bandits decide, hey, Staglord's dead, maybe we could be the new big players in town.
Run right into that.
Yeah. We'll have higher. Our moat will our fort will be much more defensible while we're gone.
Real quick.
Beaver Lord's out there, guys.
What about the Unicorn Lord? Maybe that was the start. Guys, now he's got his hat. That's where it starts.
We don't actually have values put in our kingdom sheet right now. What does the castle give us?
The castle gives you...
I'm actually entering all those right now as you speak.
Oh, okay. Well, if you haven't pulled up already, then I'll just let you do your thing.
Yeah, he's the giraffe.
What?
So
in the Google sheet.
Oh, in a Google sheet. Got it. What the fuck? A
all right,
castle gives you a...
He's a giraffe.
No, he's Kato. He's the Giraffe Lord, and he's staked his claim here.
Oh, man, that'd be a cool hat. The Giraffe Lord hat would be, like, all tall, right?
Like a Dr. Seuss hat, but spotted.
It's actually pretty damn good. +2 to economy, +2 to loyalty, +2 to stability, -4 to unrest, +1 to fame. It gives you a discount on the noble villa and the town hall. It gives you a +8 to defense as well. I will quickly screen snip that and put it in chat.
So we don't. What's fame do? Fame is not one of the fields on the sheet.
It allows you to live forever.
Yeah, come on, man. Fame will be. I don't necessarily know how it works, but I'm guessing how the rest of the kingdoms in the world will
I found
about
it.
you, your legitimacy.
Okay, yeah, I found it. It's literally, it's kind of a tertiary stat that once you get high enough fame, you unlock certain things that you can do with your kingdom.
What it probably means
Cool.
right now is over time in trade, the people of Restov will know that the ousted lordling has fortified a position.
Right.
Boom.
Roasted.
Nothing really happens till we get fame up to 10. So
Right.
And then people just start coming down the road.
then we can.
Armies.
Yeah. Then some stuff starts happening. So we have some fame, but not enough. All right, and then all right, so I got that, and the foundry gives us. The foundry is an extra 1 economy.
I assume also
Gives
I
unlimited
should,
starfighters.
yeah, there you go. I should ask. You guys want to have a fame score, not an infamy score.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Infamy is not what we're about.
Got it. So then add the lore and society model.
Pending whatever you're planning, Cal.
What are you talking about?
Okay, so you guys, when you found a kingdom, you start with 1 fame. The castle has increased it by 1, and then there's the lore and society modifier. We add all that up from everything and do some crazy math and things. So the number exists, but it's probably not enough to matter right now.
You guys had your chance to have a lawful evil kingdom. You could have built an empire.
Or we could have
But you
played
chose
Hell's
this.
Vengeance. We were talking about that in Carrying Crown because we almost TPK'd. Like, oh, what do y'all want to do next? And they all want to do Kingmaker. So
We've inspired.
you have.
Damn. Poor Tommy.
I enjoy it a lot. It's especially
I-
Kingmaker because like y'all could come in with whatever and like do whatever and things will respond to it. But like I said in Discord, if y'all wanted to be a small army of necromancers, not only is that just cost effective as hell, it also could happen without all the Pharasmans turning the corner and holy watering you to death.
Right? An army of paladins descends upon you.
Yeah.
If you have a group that's making a halfling kingdom, let me know.
It would have been the best ever. Oh my gosh.
I-
Knights on
kingdom-
dire corgis, it'd have been so adorable.
Oh, yeah.
For
Halfling.
God and country! And they go a charging.
All right. We have our building economy, loyalty, and stability entered in.
Okay, dope.
I couldn't see halflings having more than a shire. I mean,
We
it really don't seem like a kingdom type.
Well, those are hobbits.
It's
They're
a real
different-
peaceful kingdom where we all farm and drink and smoke weed.
Yeah.
That's all we really do.
You know, this sounds great. I would live there.
Same. How do I get there? Tell me how to get to the Shire, Gandalf. But I digress.
Someday we'll have our halfling kingdom, Tommy.
Oh, we'll do it.
Someday.
Be the best ever. The only Star Wars game I ever GM'd, my ex played a Chadrafon, and we made a lot of halfling jokes at her expense. Could just do that.
All right. Sorry. Can I butt in for a second?
Of course.
All right. So we've got buildings done. Edicts we have none. We've declared none, so those are none. Events we don't have any running. Resources. So this is. Do we have?
Silver,
how does-
basically.
Get silver mine.
Okay. How does that impact our
The
economy stat?
+1 to BP for every mine that you build, if I remember correctly. I think that's just a flat terrain improvement. Yeah.
Okay.
And a +1 to
Do we-
economy as well.
Do we actually
Oh, there we
control the silver mine right now simply because of our alliance with the kobolds?
More or less. Now, granted, if the soot scales decide that they don't like you anymore, then you would lose the mine. But they are
Right.
shipping the
destroy them.
things that have not a lot. Well, they have value, but they don't have. It's not as valuable to them as other things.
You know what we should do is set them up with some boats.
What?
Boats are probably relatively
That's
inexpensive as well. You honestly,
Yeah, I mean,
having, in lieu of a carriage, having Bakken buy you some canoes probably doesn't sound, or not Bakken, excuse me, having Oleg pick up some canoes probably ain't the worst idea. There's a
I
lot
thought we
of water.
determined. Wasn't there a reason that didn't work?
I
Maybe
think
I'm wrong.
no, we put the foundry by the water so that they could.
Yeah. You're right.
So presently, those
Gold
are
veins
probably-
alongside the road.
Yeah, the gold vein runs serendipitously. The road just runs right out in front of it.
Right. The
Yeah,
silver
but I
mine
already
is,
knew.
is by the river though, so
So when y'all receive your silver to be refined by probably like unseen servants that Bakken is burning spell slots to give y'all, it probably shows up in very makeshift rafts rather, or particularly large logs that are hollowed out that a soot scale is rowing downriver.
That's great for them.
That
Follow
said,
that log,
if you
man.
were to pick up even just a raft would cost you. Oh, geez, where's the? Why does it not give me a GP cost? Not much.
All right, Tommy.
Yes.
We're not suffering penalties for vacancies, right?
You never will. You will only suffer a penalty for vacancy if the person occupying the spot is killed or abdicates for a bad reason.
We are lawful neutral, so there's an allegiance or an alignment.
Yeah, you guys are
thing,
LN.
right?
A rowboat.
What's alignment?
Rowboats are 50.
50 gold and up to 2 passengers. So you guys would
Okay.
spend
lawful
a little
gets
more,
us-
you'd be able to carry on.
Yeah, but I want a carriage with Chester.
Okay.
I mean, we'll get boats. We'll get all that sorted out.
And we'll get him a keel boat, fuck it.
Grab a
Have him
long
rolling
ship.
down in style, man. A yacht, river yacht.
Get
It's fine.
yacht.
+2 economy from lawful and +2 stability for being neutral. Cool. If we were lawful evil, we would get a +4 to economy.
This is what
Makes
I was
so much
saying.
money.
That's what I told you.
But 2 to economy, 2 to stability is also very strong. And if we picked good, we would have got loyalty. But who cares about loyalty when you have
don't.
stability and economy? Yeah, exactly. All right. So our
Wise
best stat is economy at a 9. Our loyalty is 6, and our stability is 8. So that's where we currently stand. And we don't have any miscellaneous bonuses from our actual. Like we haven't done anything that would have created any like miscellaneous pluses
Not
or
really.
minuses, right?
Mm.
Yeah. Cool. All right, that's our
Yep.
stuff.
Oh, Zenny, I wanted to throw something at you. I don't know if you saw in the chat before, but if you wanted to train your horse to be a war horse, there's an item you can get called a training sleeve that'll give you a +2.
Alternatively, that's a... Oh, gosh. I think it's a 15 is the handle animal DC, and then like a week of downtime.
I'm good for now.
No,
No,
you definitely want to combat train that horse.
It's
okay.
gonna take a week anyway, so it's fine.
All right. So
Or actually
what do I
several
need
weeks.
for it then?
I just gotta double check it. Usually, most of the people in my groups that have animal companions, they'll be like, here's my Velociraptor, haha. Combat training is a DC 20, actually. It will be doing this. Your horse will be trained to bear you into combat. You could command it to attack. It takes, actually, I'll lie. It takes 6 weeks for combat training.
Oh, 6 weeks.
3 weeks
Well-
to upgrade an animal train for riding to 1. Okay, so it would take you 3 weeks and 1 DC 20 handle animal check. This certainly could happen in the kingdom phase.
We could do that while we're doing a kingdom month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So something to keep in mind
Okay.
for when we're.
Put that
when we're-
feather in your cap.
Put that
Yeah.
feather in your cap.
Speaking of feather in the cap, we need to make some money, guys.
I need
to buy
plumes of
feather
panache
for my
right
cap.
now. All 25 of
Oh
them.
god.
I played so
But
much
we're
more
gonna
than
go out
that.
exploring, right? To
Yeah.
make bank out there.
Yeah. So I think honestly think we could make more money just building our economy here. But
We'll,
I'm up
we'll
for
waste
exploring.
the good weather months.
yeah, that's true. I mean, you're right. I don't know. Okay, fine. I just feel like we should have like a quote unquote introduction to kingdom making as like but it's fine. We can put it off. We can put it off 1 more month.
Yeah. It would also be helpful for me as well, because I'm definitely the kind of guy who I can read something and it will tell me how to do forever, and it is good, but I won't ever learn something unless I sit down and do it.
Mhm. Same.
Alrighty.
Alright.
So then we head out. Before y'all go to leave, I assume Bakken is...
Oh, what
Yes.
about we
Oh,
had
yes, the thing. The herb.
thing.
Do the herb.
Oh god, don't.
Wow.
I no longer consent.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. I have plenty of silk rope, darling. It's fine. You don't have to.
All right, nerds.
All right, go. All right, so yeah, I've retired to my bedchamber. Do what you
All right.
want.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah. So it's like nighttime, right? So, Cal's going to leave her room. She's going to she's taking off all her armor. No shoes, no weapons. She's basically just got like like a tunic and trousers, and she's going to sneak her way up into Kato's room. Just opening the door. She's gonna see him there sleeping. She's gonna stare at him, scowling, just kind of looking at him in the moonlight. Looking a bit frustrated, she decides to just squat down on the side of his bed, really hard. Wake up, Fulp.
Damn it. Oh, wait. I said rolling 20.
What's that roll for?
Still fast asleep.
Oof.
It's fine.
No, it's fine. It's
so-
fine. Kato stirs. I was just trying to. This is weird. So. All right. Yeah. Kato stirs, and immediately upon seeing Cal's face, jolts awake and reaches for his sword on his night table.
Cal will grab him by the shoulder and slam him back down on the bed. Easy. If I wanted to kill you, I would have already done it.
Then what do you want?
Well, people in general are most truthful when they're caught off guard. Boys are most truthful when they're afraid. And men, well, yeah, they're most truthful when they're aroused. So I figured this way I'd kid you on all three.
Win.
Well, you've got me on the first.
Very well. I have some things I need to discuss with you about this this expedition. Well, I suppose it's not an expedition anymore now, is it?
Kato pulls the hand off of his shoulder and sits up. And you had to sneak into my room in the middle of the night to ask these questions?
That's right. I'm not like the priest. I can't just look at someone and determine if they're truthful or not. I need to make sure. So, I don't know how deep this little conspiracy runs, but I've been had, and I'm very angry. And I want to know how much of a part you have to do in this whole entire ordeal. Do you know a lord by the name of Vesetes? Veteses. I can't say it. Vedasi. It's Italian. That's it. Vetasis.
Vetasis. Is this a character you made up, or is this actual
Yeah.
character you made up? Okay. I've never heard that name in my life.
Yeah, well, he is the reason I'm here. Apparently, he put a lot of money in your little Pappy's father, his pocket for this little startup, and part of the tag was for me to tag along.
And why would he do that?
Yes, that is the question, isn't it? Especially since his name wasn't mentioned in that little letter, which has me thinking that he had a lot to do with whatever's going on here. Or you did. The point is, I've been had. What's mine is no longer going to be mine, and that makes me very upset. Do you understand?
I think I'm starting to. Are you saying that your lord may be the one responsible for leaking our expedition and getting us exiled?
No.
Because if so, I have just as much of a bone to pick with you as you have with me.
I don't really know, but I know the old man He's no lord of mine. I mean, he's my father, but I just met him like a year ago.
Well, I can assure you, I'm no happier about this situation than you are. And if I do find out who is responsible, they will pay. I'm been banished from a home that I've spent my entire life growing up in. My family, who we've spent generations building our wealth and our influence, is on the brink of bankruptcy because of what happened. What I do here now, I hopefully plan to set all of that right and make this all worth it. However, I'm not happy.
Speak of family. The family is important to you.
It's the most important thing.
Not the titles or the gold. It's your family.
Titles and gold come and go. People die. Family is what lives on. Heirs and descendants. That's how a family grows. One man can only grow his position so much, but in a dynasty, well, a noble can become a king.
It's very nice, I suppose. You know, my mother, she was a very beautiful woman. But she was weak. She was cast out, made to live among the dregs of society from her relatively lofty position because she made one of the most grievous errors that could be ever done in Restov, apparently. She fell in love with a man she ought not to. Now, I'm not going to bore you with my life story, but suffice it to say, she broke. First her heart, then her mind. And it was not the kind relationship that I have with my family. But rest of those alleyways with the murderers and the thieves that you revile, yeah, they raised me. They taught me how to survive. They taught me another way. And then I found my own family, my own children. But then a lord, not unlike your own father, the Fatazis, the one who he told me I could have his name. He promised me a husband and a nice little villa I could live in, and all I had to do was be his little trophy. I suppose the old little miserable bastard never had any children other children of his own. Turns out I'm his only heir. How funny is that? Well, when his little men came to give his little message, I sent them back. Broken. Looking back on it, I probably shouldn't have done that. Black eyes are fine. I broke his arm in 3 places, though. That was... he upset me. But I digress. After that, they disappeared. And the word was that I killed them. Though I'm pretty sure you know that anyone I kill dies before me. They don't get to crawl home and die of their injuries later. But it didn't really matter. My word means nothing in Rostov. So I was in chains. I was taken away from my children for I don't know how long. Days, months. Didn't really matter. I was hungry and thirsty. I just wanted to see them. I would do anything to see them again. And then that's when he appeared. My father, for the first time in 35 years, I laid my eyes on the man who destroyed my mother. I didn't hate him. But then he showed me my children. They looked at me like they've never seen me before. Could you imagine that? Their own mother They looked on me like I was some sort of mongrel, but I'm sure I looked a mess there in my own filth, covered in dirt. It broke my heart. But I won't break like my mother did, no. So when he gave me the choice of spending the rest of my life in that cell, or joining this little party and making sure that you become rich and wealthy, and then when the time was right, killing you so he could take it for himself, I said fine, whatever it took, so I could see Rune Aurelium again. But it seems he had a much simpler plan in to separate me from them. Now, instead of a cell, it's an entire continent, an entire country that separates us. I'm a criminal that can never get them back, never see them again, never hold them again.
So are you here to make good on your promise to hopefully earn back his favor?
It crossed my mind. I mean, killing you would be easy. I mean, no offense. I mean, you're very unguarded. But you know, he doesn't. He would just. He had no intention of giving me my children back. He's raising them as his wards. He's going to make them his heirs. They don't look elven like me. They look normal humans. He could pass them off, make himself look like a philanthropist. No, I have a better plan. I help you make this kingdom, and you help me make an army, so I can go into Rustov, look that sword lord in his face, and tear everything he has, everything he holds dear from him. I will throw him in the darkest cell and watch him waste away, emaciated to rot.
If he is guilty of these crimes that you have described, we will need proof.
He stole my children. I don't need any more proof than that. I don't need any other crime than that.
I believe you, but we can't exactly declare war on Restov to kill one man. We would need the authorities to get involved. We would need their permission to apprehend him. If we can prove he's done what you said he's done, then justice would be delivered, and you would have your children back.
By Gorham, there's only one justice in this world. And if you won't help me, then I will do what I have to. No worries, though. I'm not going to kill you. I'm going to use you. And to that, I've come to help you.
I may not agree with your methods all of the time, but I do feel for you.
I don't need your sympathy.
Well, I will give you more than that. You'll have my support. We will figure out how to retrieve your children. We will figure out how to bring this... What's his name? Batasis. To pay for what he's done. But we will not do it as brigands and criminals. We will do it legitimately. But we will do it.
We shall see. In the meantime, I heard the goblin tell you that you needed skills beyond your little swingy sword thing.
You heard that, did you?
Yeah, I was watching from the balcony. Or from the watchtower. You lost fabulously.
There is no shame in losing to someone that spectacular.
Nah, there's no shame in loss unless you're not dead. At least that's how I was taught. But I could help you. You noticed how I can make people shudder by just a mere glance.
Yeah, I thought that was your pungent odor.
No, I bathe regularly. What is wrong with you? Anyway, the talent to intimidate, to make people pee themselves a little just by looking at you. This is something I could impart to you, if you'd like to learn.
He thinks about it for a moment. And what would you teach me?
Well, you know, your witch and your priest, they don't really seem happy about killing things all the time, and it's a bit messy. I will give them that. But there are ways you can make. I find that fear is a tool that you could use to disarm, to make others think twice about attacking, and then you don't have to kill them. So I'll teach you. I'll teach you how to look really mean.
I find this so hard from this like slender, like short, half elven woman. It's like saying, I'm gonna make you
5'11".
Are you? Oh,
Yeah.
I've been picturing you completely wrong. You're taller than I am. Okay, cool. I will.
Oh, your voice went up there.
I.
Did your balls drop? Can I check?
No. God damn it.
She starts fiddling around with your covers.
Whoa.
I am gonna grab the sword in a second.
Oh, I'm just having fun with you. They're much too scrawny for me.
I will entertain you on this offer just because I'm curious to see what you could hope to teach me. Maybe you'll surprise me, but I doubt it. But we'll see.
Yes, we will see. And then as she stands up, like as the moonlight kind of shines in, like you see like her eyes, they kind of glow like animals' eyes in the moonlight. She kind of looks down at you, smiling. You know, I bear a lot of scars from my life. She rolls up her sleeve and shows it's very old scars, very new scars, but some of the really older, faded ones, they kind of look like runes or like magic glyphs carved into her arm. I carry a lot of scars with me, but I don't use them to intimidate, to make people fear me. I hide them. My pain is not something I want anyone to know about. Do you understand?
I think so.
Good. I'd hate to slit your neck in the night. Goodbye. She walks out.
As soon as the door closes, he mutters under his breath, "You would have tried."
Oh, you're just gonna let her leave? You missed your chance.
At what? Killing her?
True romance.
Oh, shut up.
Which
God
often
damn it.
ends in murder.
It does. Double suicide sometimes.
Yeah, I know how praying mantises work. And that's probably around the... yeah.
We're at the halfway mark?
About the halfway point. We'll do the ye old exploration after. But
Wow, we had a whole part one, which was just RP. That's
I'm very proud of you guys. You are one of my favorite groups to GM for that reason. But thank y'all for watching. I'll try my very best to kill them next time. Say bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.